Hello guys, welcome back to Talent League. We are in week 3, and for today's play day, we have can't remember their name, sorry. Ignite Esports versus Machine Gun Soldiers Academy. And I'm joined here with the newcaster, Scars. How are you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good, mate. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm ready for today's game.
It's gonna be a
Uh
good one.
And according to the league table, there's a lot to talk about with these two teams. Of course, with Machine Gun Soldiers, we have them battling it out for the top 4 spots. And then with Ignite Esports, they're kind of struggling this season. They're not having the best of starts. And they're sitting at the bottom of the table with 0 points. And I know it's the beginning of the season for you. Well, not the beginning of the season, but you just came in. So I just want to know, what are you expecting from today's match?
Expecting a good game, I'll be honest. Both teams both played similar maps in the past few play days. They've both played Oregon, gone to match point overtime, and I've watched both of the games myself. They've been good games. Both teams got extremely talented players. I feel like it's gonna be a fun one to watch, especially a fun one to cast. So for a lot of strategy, not looking for too much gun skill on either side. All comes down to how they execute as a team.
Yeah, I'm very excited for these matchups. But the difference in the map picks that we have today, we have Oregon. So both of these teams will get to play that and we'll get to see it. But we also have Cafe, and I think that's the first map that we're gonna start on today. Um Cafe is not really popular among the Siege community. It's most definitely not popular with me. And I don't really I don't know. I'm hoping we get a good game out of that one, but I know Oregon between these two teams are gonna be exciting to watch.
It'll be fun to see what they come up with. Because Oregon, everyone's played it in ranked. Everyone's scrimmed this map. Everyone knows how to do it. It's new ways the teams are coming up with this, especially in high level, that are really stomping the other team. So seeing what these two teams will come up with is it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
See what they can
gonna
come up,
be
especially for
interesting.
Cafe. Cafe has a lot of room for Roman. There's a lot of ways you can catch the enemy off guard, especially Roman on defense. So many little things that need to be checked. If one drone just misses it, it's an entire round.
Clear. A lot of teams nowadays on that map do top down takes, but I do want to bring your guys' attention to the oopsies. I made a mistake. I made a mistake accidentally. I
Oh, what
left
have you done?
OBS Ninja. But like I said, I do want to bring your guys' attention to the poll that we set up on Twitter between the two teams. It is going the way for machine soldiers. Not so much for Ignite Esports, and I think that would be pretty fair considering their start to the season so far. Um, they usually brag about winning the poll, and this time they lose it. Not by a lot though, but like still they lose it to machine
Oh,
soldiers.
you can't be doing them like that. Well,
Oh,
so that's a dirty one. But yeah, they're losing the poll. It's not bad. It's not extremely bad. It's only by what 11%. So they're not doing too bad considering the start of their season they've had.
I mean, we'll see. They haven't had the best of starts to the season, like I've just said, but we'll see how they fare in this matchup today. I don't have any real predictions, and I wonder if you have any predictions. I'm thinking maybe like a 1-1 draw, or this goes completely in the way of machine soldiers. What do you think?
I feel like we're gonna go the length, both maps, 7 to 8. I feel like it's gonna be one of those games where it's just one thing that defines two teams. So don't quote me on it, but I feel like this might go the length. Both teams have got their ups, both teams have got their downs. I feel like it's gonna be a close one.
Oh, I hope it's a close one. It looks like all the players are in the lobby right now, whether or not they're ready. It's yet to be seen. But I also want to talk more about the league and as it stands right now. We had a game yesterday, and it was um sorry, it was against, I literally casted this yesterday. How do I forget? Um yes, it was against Blue Jays and Team Wanted. Both of them shared a point yesterday, and I casted that with TTL. Sorry, I casted that with TTL. And that match actually did go to distance. I think we almost saw an overtime for Cafe, but we did see an overtime for Clubhouse. And they both took the point. So maybe that'll be a repeat of today as well.
I'm hoping so. It's going to be some good siege to watch, and gonna be good
Good
siege to watch.
sieges. Good siege for us casters is always the best siege for the viewers because it's a lot of action that we get to scream about and yell about and
Yeah,
have so much energy on. Um,
always a different vibe from when you're watching it.
yeah, it's always a much
Sit
different
back,
vibe.
yeah, have a nice cup of coffee, all nice, warm, tucked into bed, and just watch yourself some nice game of siege.
Yeah,
Always the
it's
best way to end the long day at work, long day at school.
instead of coffee, we have Gatorade because we're gonna be so energized for today. Gatorade, Monster Energy, Bang Energy, whatever type of energy drinks everyone drinks. But um, another another thing that we can talk about, I guess, are the results. We already between the two teams, and like I said, Ignite Esports haven't had the best of starts to the season. They only lost one game, and it was to Blue Jays. And Blue Jays are a good team, so it's no wonder that they lose to them. While Machine Soldiers, they won against Baker Boys, and then they shared a point with Nice Gaming. Uh, Coming into this matchup, Ignite Esports, like I said, they sit on 0 points. So interestingly enough, I'm kind of I'm wondering how this is gonna work out in the long run in this game. Like it's just I don't know. Like the game isn't ready quite yet, but like I'm so excited for it. You know what I mean? Because well, one team is struggling, and then the other has had like a decent start to the season for their standards, and you know, it's
Yeah, I feel like this might be a make or break for Team Ignite.
mm,
If they keep losing games, then they're gonna fall deep, and there's not much way you can come back up. If you lose this, then most other teams are gonna be walking about 4 points while you're still down here on zero. So I feel like this might be a make or break for Ignite. Grant, there's always still room for a comeback, but they're gonna make it significantly harder for themselves if they don't at least come away with a draw here.
it is the beginning of the season. The results matter at the beginning, but they mainly come to a head towards the middle part and also the end of the season. So that's when they're gonna have to worry about like gathering points and losing games. At the beginning, it's like a bit more forgivable because the team is gonna have a slip up, but towards the end and middle of it, what the heck, Jill?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're having a bit of a issue, technical issues right here. Uh, Rehost the lobby.
Oh Lord. I just heard the click and then
I thought we were starting. I got excited for a minute.
yeah, I got excited. So I heard the click. I heard the click and then I heard the oh no, and I was like, oh no, you didn't just delete the whole lobby. You did. It's okay.
You
We're gonna
did.
have the players come right back, and we're just gonna keep talking. You're gonna
Yeah,
see my
just keep
beautiful
going for
face
it.
in the crown logo for Scar.
Yeah, it's a better picture than what you get if I had the camera set up.
Ah,
Let me
come
tell you
on.
that for now.
Nah, come on. Everybody's beautiful.
In their own ways.
Ah.
Yeah, it's yeah. Going back to what you said about the start of the season, how the points are, it's forgivable. They are forgivable, but you have still got to rack a few up. I feel like if you fall deep into a hole, fall deep into a ditch, it's much harder to work your way out of it. If you stay with a pack, even if it's just one win here today, if you, as long as you've got a few points on the board, that's somewhere you can gravitate towards that. Give yourself some good energy for it.
Yeah. It's
It's always
yeah.
nice to come off the back of a win.
Yeah. And you can always learn a lot from a loss. And I feel like Ignite Esports after losing their game, after losing their game against the Blue Jays, they'll have learned a lot because Blue Jays is a team to learn from. But as I say that, we are gonna go straight into the game. And the first map that we are playing on is Oregon. And I want to get your opinion on this map and also maybe the potential bans that we'll see coming out. I don't want to talk about the first ban because we all know the first ban is going to be the Thatcher. But other than that,
Oh,
what are
I
your
put
thoughts
money
on
on the
Oregon?
Maverick. Is
Man.
with the meta coming across, it's becoming a bit more of a 50-50 map towards the defense. I feel like attacking is starting to gain a bit more favor and zero ban. Well, that's
Oh,
unexpected. I guess from the new use to the two hard breach gadgets, it's kind of a good pick for second floor now or basement now. Two hard breach gadgets, four cams, two drones. His gun's really good as well. And then a Thatcher, standard ban you normally see. So this can either go one or two ways for the defense. They can get rid of the Valkyrie and the Cade, or they can get rid of the mirror. If we don't see the mirror banned here, I feel that basement will be the first site these teams go to. This mirror is just such a strong op on those basement sites. And Cade is now banned out by Ignite Esports. See
so
how
maybe
that
we'll
goes
see
here.
a Mira or Valkyrie ban. I'm fully expecting a Mira just because of how good she is on Oregon. Well, mainly on the basement site, but we'll see how this works out. They'll surprise me. Yep, they
Oh,
surprise
my.
me. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
Wamai instead. Wamai disc, for those elbow hosts are very useful. Because you can put them on the construction door or tarp door, whatever you want to call it, paired with the ADS is exactly by the shield and elbow. So it's a cool band. I mean, and also you can play with my on that corner of big window if you know what I'm talking about. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
by the bunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a strong operator. Always has been since his release.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Doesn't
now he
see a lot
gets.
of playtime though.
No, I feel like it's very underrated.
Hmm.
And we don't see a mirror coming out. And if we have six picked onto that, so that's vision. There. They've six picked off of the mirror.
And
So
also
that's
the line.
interesting. Most of the time you see a six picked onto, but we'll see how that works.
We also saw
Defenders,
the six
protect your
pick off of the
bombs.
line
Defuse
onto the
by attack.
Habana instead, so those hatches are going to be taken care of, and the game is going to get started here. We're going to see the setup coming out from the defense, and funnily enough, we do see Goyo. You know what? I've seen Goyo a lot lately in Talent League this season, and this is like I said, this is my first this is my first real season casting this league, and I've seen a lot of teams bring out the Goyo, and this is not on par to what you actually see in competitive games. And it's interestingly enough, you see them place a shield onto
10
Tart,
seconds left.
and then there's also a shield in Freezer. And
5 seconds to go.
the six pick off of the mirror onto the Melusi is also very interesting.
Attackers are moving out
I
to
don't really
locate a
know what to
bomb and
think
defuse
about
it.
that. Maybe they plan to slow down the attackers because they did look like they were going for a rush setup with the Lion pick, but then they six pick onto the Habana. So
Yeah. Game of Bluffs this is.
Reloading!
We see Den up here on the top floor, just making a few vertical angles. See if he gets droned out, how quickly, how efficiently can Ignite Esports get rid of these rumors coming up from Machine shoulders. So we'll see how this works.
you have two roamers. You have Din on this Melusi with the support of Stern on this Goyo, and he's just gonna be roaming with this Vector. He has a Nitro Cell in hand, but there's also a player below him. And speaking of players being below and above, we have Mesh just walking into kitchen. I think he's being roamed in, and we also have Cryptic on top of main stairs. He's gonna get the first pick of the game onto Kreese, and that's the smoke down, traded back. Stern picking out Finesse, and now
Those
it's
are
an
two
even
big
men count.
operators.
Yes, Smoke being the denial op or the riot control op as he's most commonly known. Buck gets a pick here. That's not Buck. Sorry, that's King on a Zofia picking off the player that's upstairs. And now the only player that's on this upstairs roam by himself is gonna be Din. He's gonna back off. He's gonna go back to sight, and or no,
Nice.
he's gonna persist. Yep,
Sticking around
Adrian.
kitchen area, hoping to get a pick, even up man count, but that is
Ooh.
it's the opposite of what happens. Mez picks up a kill.
Yeah,
Not exactly
Cryptic.
sure where that was, kitchen side possibly. But that is a lot of action to happen in a very small amount of time. I think now machine soldiers are now just gonna sit back, wait and see what they can do. Reinforcing off elbow, cutting off the way into sight. Whereas Ignite Esports are just setting up for their executor now. They know they have all the map control they need. All the roamers back on site, or dead. And they've just seen what they need to work with now.
Reload!
They have more than enough time to make this execute as they look to attack this elbow hold because it's the weakest part. But Adrian's not weak at all. He grabs a nice headshot onto Lethal, slimming down the man count for Ignite Esports and crippling their attack just by a little bit. He's gonna be spraying at this construction or this construction push from Ignite Esports, but King quickly makes this a 3v1, taking out the Jaeger, and now it's not Diana, but the Rooney all by her lonesome. She grabs a kill, making this a 1v2. She was stuck in a 1v3 situation, slimming this down to a 1v2, and it's now up to Cryptic and Mez to clutch this out. If they pushed her one-on-one, especially with the Rooney that the Rooney has in hand, they are asking to literally throw this round and lose it. But Buck is gonna go for a plant, and you see the support or the cover coming out from the Ayana. If she swings and get this kill, oh no!
Hey.
Oh no! Mez able to clutch it out for his team. That was almost a good try from Adrian, but came up just a little bit too short.
A few seconds faster than Adrian, that looked like a round. That looked like a clutch, and it wasn't looking promising up until that point. But they've clutched it back. 2v4, I believe. That's a great round for Machine Soldiers. So
It's a good
that's
effort.
morale's
effort
definitely high after that one.
Ultimately, I guess what I can talk about mainly was that top 4 roam as we see the Thunderbird 6 pick onto the Thunder. Nope, the Malusi. But I want to talk a little bit more about that top 4 roam. It was decently dealt with by Ignite Esports. They didn't really have a lot of trouble clearing the players out of the top floor. They were able to get the picks they needed and get the map control that they wanted to then make an execute onto site. It was just the site players of Adrian and Noxy that were able to give Ignite Esports the trouble that they got from that. It was a 1v3 and then it was a 1v1. And then Adrian almost got the final kill, but you know, the Brony only has 16 bullets as of now, as of the recent patch. So he's not gonna be able to keep spraying bullets. And I mean, even before that, the Brony had like 21 bullets, so it wasn't like he was gonna be able to do it even then. But
5 seconds to insertion.
I digress. That's the round for Ignite Esports, and Machine Soldiers are gonna want a better roam game coming out from them because they got quickly dealt with by Ignite Esports.
Yeah, and they're going for a similar setup, more of a lateral hold than a vertical. We'll see how this works out. Cryptic is already in the building in garage, looking just to establish early map control. Pushing into main side, shut the cam, and realise it's not his entry. Mez coming in from dining side. Right now, Ignite Esports just trying to see what they're up against. And who's that? Is that Adrian running out to see if he can get an early pick? He's looking a lot more calm than the round before. As I say that, dang. Starting off the action, tagging Mez a little bit. Nothing too major. A little bit of chip damage. And King still trying to take a fight of these white stones.
Yeah, 2 players supporting one another, but also you have Noxy in the servers area supporting his teammates from below. Whether or not Ignite Esports know that, it's up to their discretion, but it looks like they didn't know about Adrian. Adrian catches one of the players off guard, and that's the Hibana of Finesse. So now it's a 5v4 man advantage for Machine Soldiers as they have this top floor, they have this heavy roam game that they're doing, and it seems to be working out well. They're wasting a lot of Ignite Esports time, and you see Noxy actually grab a kill, but he's going to be down in turn. Lethal grabs a snag onto the 10, and now it's an even man count. Now a 3v2 after I just said it was an even man count. Stern grabbing a kill, and he's going to rotate all the way back into sight. A player was in meeting. He could have caught him off guard, but he didn't. Dining, but he had an angle onto the top of main for his sight. And you see all the players just, this time they're all turtled back onto site. You didn't see this last time. Even when it was only like 3 of them alive, you know, it was one player that kept persisting, and now they have all 3 players on site. And you see the smoke is actually still alive, and I think he does have like 3 smokes left. He hasn't wasted them yet, so he's going to be very pivotal for this push that's going to come out from Ignite Esports from both the Mez and Lethal, as it's just the Ace and the Buck by their lonesome. I don't know if Buck has flashes or if he has hard breach utility.
Yeah. They have YouTube to clear out this hold from bunker, but I don't think it's enough. See, 2 ADS is only a renegade burn. They haven't got anywhere near enough util to push through here. This is going to have to be some pure gun skill from Ignite Esports if they want to.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
And
Can't
Adrian
see
picks
him
up
from
another one. Smoke is bad vision. The attack is
15
pushing for
seconds
that.
left.
And there's another one of those flashes caught by the ADS.
10
Mez
seconds
pushes
left.
around, see if we can get a crit. And in the end, ooh, that's a round. That's a lot of action just from that top floor. They like taking the fight too. Ignite Esports. Machine soldiers. They don't like sitting back. So that's one to note down if you're coming up against them soon.
It's nice to see, especially on a big map like Oregon, as kind of like the norm with the map like this in ranked or even competitive play. A lot of people like to turtle onto site. They don't have a lot of roam game. And I like that coming out from Machine Soldiers is a lot different than what you're used to seeing on Oregon. Speaking of something that you're not used to seeing, we do see the Capcan picked off onto an operator just like him that's not usually picked in competitive play, and that's the Frost. And these Frost mats are going to come in handy because I think on the
Attackers
side
need
of
to
Ignite
locate and
Esports, I
defuse
didn't
as
really
many
see a lot of
bombs as they
droning.
can.
So maybe by luck or by chance, if they're not droning again this round, what the Frost mats will do is catch them off guard. Again, if they're down by the Frost mats, they'll be on like 25 HP, and it's kind of like a wild card pick. Like usually the Frost mats work, and sometimes they don't if a team is droning well. But it looks like Ignite Esports. So
10 seconds left before insertion.
We look.
5 seconds left.
You need that one. And they look to
Attackers must
extend.
locate and defuse a bomb.
So you see what happens.
Setting up.
There's something like this before. They're extending into the closet. And yeah, those frost mats, if Ignite Esports they're not using their drones efficient either. That is, chunk of your HP all just lost.
Be 25 HP and there'll be one shot. You see the entry coming in from King as he quickly takes control of these tower stairs. He's just going to be watching for any type of flank, so maybe his teammates will be able to get attic wall. We'll probably see the rotate coming in. Wow. We'll probably see the rotate coming in soon from the ace, as he's probably going to be attacking this master bedroom site, this closet area with his teammates. You see the flashes being used to burn the Rooney gates that are placed there, and Agent's actually catching flak from his own fire shield. He's going to be down to, I want to say 25 HP. I'm not too sure. I don't know. They don't give us numbers. And he's a little bit worse for wear out of that gunfight. He gets injured by his own fire shield.
Look at the amount of util he's burned. That's 3 flashes and a nade. That's a lot of util for one shield. Few ADSs to burn. So in some cases he's done his job. Still with a C4 in hand, so he's just gonna go back onto site. Maybe hold that down for late round. You still see Den in the basement trying to go for a flank maybe. See what Ignite Esports is still trying to go for.
They have a minute and 30 left. They really haven't done a lot with the map control. They didn't open this wall because defense opened it themselves. It's going to be a little bit of a wild card to see whether or not Ignite Esports notice. They should know this because they've droned it out. And Adrian still has his nitro cell left in his pocket. Whether or not he wants to throw it out is up to him. And it's going to be Mesh trying to battle it out with this into trophy room here. And King is already, oh lord, King is already in a gunfight and he loses it out to Stern. It's a 5v4 man disadvantage for Ignite Esports. They only have 55 seconds left to push this site, and they really haven't made any waves. They had the wall open in attic, and after that, King kind of like faltered on there. They also had the Habana in play. I almost completely forgot about that. So Habana and the Zofia were completely together. Just there wasn't no one for the trade value, and Finesse is actually going to get sprayed from the that persists on this attic wall from Kid Bull.
Comes down to the last 25 seconds. Don't picks up another kill onto Mez. Lethal trying to fight back his own but misses his shots. Creed's pick him up finally. And it's the Frostmat to finish off the round.
Yeah, look at
It is a sad way to die, but it is the way to die. It's
yeah,
not something
Havana
you
did
want to
the
go
death drop on stream.
Yeah.
Pogmer in the chat from Noxie. Um,
Interesting round. Den was managed to pick up a kill off the flank there, and so no real flank watching going on from the side of Ignite. He just kind of wandered up armory stairs and just picked up a frag. Was able to run away freely. No real contest or
Ignite
refrag or anything.
Esports. Yeah. Not
Switch.
really winning their gunfights, neither are Ignite Esports. When they're faced with these players one-on-one, they're not winning their ones, and we do see a 6-pick coming out from the
Attackers need to
Habano onto
locate
the
and defuse as
Flores.
many
And
bombs
that's
as
going
they
to be
can.
the Flores is used, I'm pretty sure, as everybody knows, is mainly just to clear utility with his Rotero drones like shields, like ADSs, because ADSs can't stop his drones. The only thing that's going to be able to um counter him is going to be the mute, and usually a mute will discourage people from bringing in a flourish just because of how powerful mute is for denying the drones. uh but we don't see any other changes coming out from Ignite
10
Esports, and
seconds left.
I mean, their lineup isn't bad. I don't think there was anything wrong with their lineup. It's
5
just the
seconds
lack of
left.
intel gathering that they have, and the lack of ones
Attackers
that
are
they're
moving
winning.
out to locate a bomb and
I mean,
defuse
last
it.
round it came down to the last minute, and Ignite still had 6 drones in their pocket, maybe more if I miscounted, but they still had 6 available drones, and no one was really using them to see what they could do. No late round flank to big window to cut off rotators. They were all just kind of stationary pushing. We see Stern here trying to get aggressive into the attic. He realises that's not a gunfight for him and pulls back quickly.
Going to be a little bit of a big tower take coming in from Ignite Esports. You see Cryptic on his north side of the hill, and there's actually a hole in Attic, so they didn't completely reinforce Attic. I don't know if they're going to be watching for a meeting hall plant, but it looks like that's what Ignite Esports are going for anyways. You do have Stern right behind the shield. He's just going to be crouch spamming with those ADSs in his support. That's only just the Ayana clone though, so it's not what he wants, but you do see quick control being taken up by Ignite Esports. You have King and you also have Cryptic on the back of these stairs with one another, just in support of one another. You have one at the bottom, and then you have one just watching Attic, just so nobody just completely rotates. And you also have King just pushing the Renegade as well. Oh, he gets swung by the shotgun, and that's Den taking the first kill of the round. Now 5v4. And it's a minute and 40 left to go as these Flores drones are coming in to clear some of the utility. I don't know if he's going to use it for this Attic push though.
This is looking a lot slower than some of the other matches. I'll say that Den picks up another kill through the hole in the floor for Shane's attic. He's aware there's still a man downstairs in the basement. He's not really too keen to drop down and have a gunfight with him just yet. He still holds this green double door with a shotgun. It is going to be hard to push him off of, especially with Navaruni getting an ADS still up.
He's not going to use his...
Okay.
He's not gonna use his smoke grenades just yet because he really doesn't have to. And if he throws it right at this gate,
Attackers have dropped the
see,
bomb.
if he throws it right at the gate, his utility will be burned. But he is gonna throw it right as they burn it, and he is gonna get swung on by Lethal. Lethal gets smoked out by the smoke grenades of Den, and it's now a 4v2. Only Mez and Finesse persist on this attacking lineup, and Noxie is actually rotating through basement. You have Adrian watching these holes. There's not really a lot of entry points that but Ignite Esports have on this site. They still have a player in Attic that they have not pushed out. They still have players in Kitchen Hallway that they didn't take care of, and they have players just really they know exactly where they're at, and they haven't taken care of the player. You have a player just swinging into hallway, and that's Finesse split up, and they're not gonna have any advantage onto site. They don't have any more hard breachers, and that's 2 of them being down at the same time. Good coordination from Machine soldiers, but lack of intel gathering, lack of pushing, lack of map control from Ignite Esports. Just not a lot going on there, and that's 3 rounds in a row for Machine soldiers.
They seem to be stumped just by the attic hold, and instead of rotating around, see what they can do elsewhere, they just kind of put their heels into the ground and stayed there. And in the end, it just came out to the round for Machine soldiers, and they won their ones, and that's a good game. That's a good round of Siege from them played. Interesting one. A lot calmer than the other rounds, but
Attackers need to locate and
it's a
defuse
round
the bomb.
nonetheless. Going back down to the basement here, same op lineups as they had before. Interesting to see what they'll change. If they do change it.
Can go down back to this basement, and I mean, they didn't really need to do full site rotation because they didn't go to kitchen dining, but they're gonna go back here, and it's just gonna be the same hold that you will see from them. Maybe an elbow hold. You do see the left wall reinforced, or I'm sorry, that's not left, that's the right, and also the shield, this Goyo shield being placed into
10
tarps,
seconds
and
left.
no real changes coming in again from Ignite Esports. Like I said, it
5
wasn't
seconds
really
to
their
insertion.
lineup, it's the lack of intel gathering that they're doing. They have an Ayana clone, they have
Attackers are moving out to
drones,
locate
and
a bomb.
every time around like ends, we see the amount of drones that they have, and it seems like they have more than enough to really gather intel that they're not using. Dan is going for a aggressive spawn peek here, but he's gonna pull off. And you also have Stern right above onto Armory, looking
Used his
into that
nitro
garage
cell
door.
Yeah, interesting tactic to use. It's already down the nitro cell, which can be so pivotal and towards the end of the round. But we'll see how that angle works out. They seem to have intel on this Jaeger reinforcing inside of security.
I think they heard him reinforcing. Yeah,
But look at
they're
the
gonna hear
support.
him reinforcing the kill. That's a kill for Stern as he opens up the round for his team. Taking out the Ayana, funnily enough. That's no more intel gathering from the clones that they get, and now they have to use their drones. And it seems that a lot of their drones have actually been destroyed, and the only one who has 2 drones left is actually going to be Mez on this buck. Dan is going to be on the top of white stairs here, and he's going to be looking at the bottom towards that hallway where the Sophia is. Whether or not the Sophia pushes, she's not going to catch anybody off guard, and Mez is gonna push here through meeting. Well, I don't know Ignite Esports plan here. Whether or not they plan to get hatches in meeting or even in main lobby, I don't know. Whether or not they're going to attack backstairs or
Attackers
maybe
drop the
even
diffuser.
construction and backstairs, I
Attackers
don't know. It
recover the
seems like they're
diffuser.
very confused because they're just running back and forth. They don't even know what their plan is. And look at this, Noxie just placing a ADS. He's just gonna run away as soon as he hears the skeleton key come into play. The 80, not the ADS, but the Rooney gate being flashed out and burnt out by these flash grenades, and he's gonna back off a little bit. You hear some of the H charges going off as well, and King actually gets the first pick for his team, making this an even account.
And Lethal strikes back, injuring Croc. Noxie, yeah, say that right. And yeah, this is a 3v3 at the minute. 1-man count. They2 pushing into elbow. The smoke canister will just keep him at bay. Stern picks up another kill onto Finesse.
Stern is going 9-1. He's going absolutely clear on these defensive pass, but he's gonna get shut down by Mez on this buck, and Mez is gonna be the only one alive. You heard the reinforcement come out for Kreese as he reinforced off elbow, so now Mez is just gonna be by pillars, and they know exactly where he's at. His gunfire gives up his positioning. He has a clue that Den is like literally right there on that ping. Oh, that's a down from Mez, but he's not gonna be able to clutch it out. Den swings at the perfect time, catching him off guard and confirming the kill and the round for his team. 4 rounds in a row for Machine Soldiers Academy.
Dominating performance we've seen so far. They keep that going on to this last round, and we could be seeing a very, very fast Oregon.
Very fast Oregon.
See Ignite Esports here going for the Thinker for the first time in this game. Interesting. They've opted out of the Ayana. They didn't see much use coming from her, and they've opted for the Thinker instead.
A lot of these engagements they're not winning, so the temporary injection of whatever's in the syringes that Finka gives you is going to give you that temporary boost to help. And we also see the 6 pick coming off
Attackers need to
from the
locate
Cabby
and
onto the
defuse as many
Frost. And
bombs as
again,
they can.
those Frost mats are going to persist on this same site of dorms. Rooney comes out, it's just the same lineup as last time. They didn't really change anything with this, and they're just going to be looking to waste as much utility from Ignite Esports as possible, like they did on the same site with the Rooney gates and also with the ADSs and the Goyo shields that Ignite Esports were trying to take care of.
Yeah, it was that master hold we saw last time. Burned a lot of util. 3 flashes and a nade if I recall correctly.
10 seconds to
We'll
insertion.
see if they can pull out the same as they did last time.
5 seconds.
Getting rid of that util for late round execute is so pivotal, especially in a game like this where everything
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Yeah. interesting that there's 2 players from Ignite Esports are still picking up breaching rounds. So they don't seem to be
Breaching
opting
charges,
for
yeah.
breaching charges. Yeah. They're not opting for a full util play. It's interesting to see what will happen.
No wave wars or not even anything else coming out. You just see the breaching charges, and we see the lineup of Ignite Esports going for this master bedroom push. This is the same push that slowed them down last time, where they wasted a bunch of utility, and it didn't take them that long to burn out the Aruni gates, nor did it take them that long to burn the Royal shield. You see Cryptic on this upside down rappel. He's gonna be maybe pressuring a player here, but there's gonna be a run out, I think. Oh no, I'm so sorry. She's all the way in basement. I completely misread that. And King is actually going to go for an aggressive push. He's gonna do the same thing as he did last time with the Hibana, and that's actually get this attic wall so we can have a split push between master bedroom and also attic and also trophy. And it looks like they're going for a complete games push. We see the fluffed up Soma charge coming in from Ace, but we also see a pick coming out from Adrian as he grabs Cryptic. Cryptic hasn't had the best starts of this game on his entry role, and is going to persist in this round as well, as Machine Soldiers look to take this half 5-1.
Coming a bit slower than the previous rounds we've seen upstairs. But King managed to pick up a kill onto Den, who I believe was roaming in the basement area. So that late flank hasn't turned out too well. As we see Attic getting pressured really strongly here. So Adrian is still allowed just to sit inside of Armory. We don't know if Ignite Esports are really aware of this position. And if they're not, this could be a great flank for Adrian.
Like I've commented on before, it's the lack of intel that's going to bite them in the butt here. And if Adrian is allowed to get this flank off, he's not allowed to get that flank off, man. He's catching at the nick of time, and he's going to be able to make this a 4v3 man advantage for his team. That's an easy kill though for Stern, as Miz was down, and Jaeger able to confirm that kill. He knows there's a player literally right beside him. Is he gonna catch the player? Yes, he is. That's Finesse down, and I see Hibana dead. But now 2v2. They don't know about King on this kill. And now Kreese is actually gonna get a trade here, making this a 1v1. Zofia and the Mute in the 1v1 situation. Who comes out on top? They don't know. They don't know exactly where each other are. They just have a clue because their teammates have called it out before. And it's just gonna be a easy gunfight between the two. King is gonna get lit up, but then he's gonna get swung on by the shotgun, and now it is a 5-1 half for Machine Soldiers. Extremely dominant on their defenses.
That's an extreme. Seem to have cut myself off mid-round there. That's something you want to do. So it's an extremely strong defensive scene, Machine Soldiers, and yeah, Ignite Esports not really having much to say about it. Their attacks. A 1v1 as close, but you can't be counting on a player to clutch it up every round. So,
They don't have that firepower to really bring them in. And like I said, Intel is I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. Intel is key in this game. And if you're not using Intel, especially on a big map like Oregon where there's so much roam potential, you are going to get hurt on your attacks. And that's exactly what's happening right now with Ignite Esports. Machine Soldiers have the chance to take this onto match and map points and then bring us very quickly onto the next map. But if Ignite Esports play their defenses exactly how Machine Soldiers played their defenses, but Machine Soldiers played the attack exactly how Ignite Esports played their attack, you know, maybe we'll see something different. Maybe it'll be a different outcome.
yes, all possible.
5 seconds remaining.
New half is almost like a start of a new game. You come in fresh. If you lose the half,
Attackers must
you
locate
rewrite the
and defuse the
mentals.
bomb.
You go in again, straight map, new half. So hopefully we see a new Ignite Esports come out. Yeah, for Machine Soldiers, you want to see that momentum carry off into the attack.
Device activated.
The same aggression that got them to the 5-1 half, carrying on to their attack. If they're just as aggressive on their attacks as they are on their defense, we are in for a game here, folks. And that's going to be a swing from Adrian as he catches King off guard. And quickly, just as the round started, we see the first pick go in the way of Machine Soldiers. They're looking to take this attacking half with the bang just as they started their defensive half and ended it with the bang. And you have a player out on white van. You have really everybody now is inside the building. Stern and somebody else was literally just sneaking up what look to be freezer stairs, and Adrian is in kitchen. He's just gonna be watching for any type of rotates that come in from the defensive players in meeting, and it's just a fast bit of map control coming in from Machine Soldiers. Nothing else I can really say. All they have to do is focus on the players on site and also catch the player that's roaming off guard.
They're just looking to get full map control here, and Mez picks up a nice counter stun from that rear stage. He's getting pressured from all angles here. See if, and then they have intel on the player inside the meeting. Just see how they play offside of that intel.
See the Buck make a few holes, and he's gonna be spraying at Mez. But Mez is just gonna still be persisting in meeting hall, looking to waste as much time as he can. He's just gonna be swinging. He's gonna be shooting at some players, maybe trading a bit of damage off. But Mez is actually gonna be shut down by Noxy as he trades a little bit of damage onto him. That looks like he's one shot. His health is flashing low, and it's now a 4v3 man disadvantage for Ignite Esports. All of the players are on site. It looks like there is no player that's roaming, so all Machine Soldiers have to do is just really drone this out, have a plan, and execute it greatly. I don't know really any weak spots that I'm seeing, apart from maybe what looks to be big window, as that's what Machine Soldiers are actually push. You have the Habana at the bottom of white stairs, who's just taking care of the barbed wire, and she's just gonna go up there and probably look for a few picks and pressure some of the players out of the big window side.
Yeah, it's 30 seconds left. Machine Soldiers with 3 drones still left in pockets. 25 seconds is going to come down to all these gunfights we see. There we go. Luke only just putting out those toxic blue canisters. Holding up this big window. And nade comes out. Misses. Lethal still aggressing up onto the big window.
10 seconds remaining.
There's 10 seconds left. Machine Soldiers. And that's case cold, and that's round expired on time. It's a good defense from Ignite Esports. Wasted a lot of time downstairs in meeting, Mez especially. And yeah, it's just what you want to see out of a round from them.
I look to bring this up to maybe they look to make a little bit of a comeback here on Oregon, as they are on the defensive side. And as we all know, Oregon is an extremely defender-sided map. It's always been that way before and even after the rework. That's just how it's always been. And maybe we'll see that coming out from Ignite Esports. The LS6 picked onto the mirror, and we never saw the mirror played by Machine Soldiers. We are going to see mirror played on the basement side.
Yeah, it's an interesting
Attackers need to
way to
locate
go
and
about it,
defuse as
especially
many
when mirror's
bombs as they
open.
can.
She's, even with her recent nerf where you can punch the mirror and you can't see through anymore, is still a really overpowered operator. Especially if you get it out of Ignite Esports. See what they can pull off with it.
They have basement hold. I just want to see what. You know, yesterday we had some really funky
10
mirror
seconds
plays,
to
and not in a good way at all. We had some really weird mirror placements.
5 seconds remaining.
And this time we're actually gonna see the mirror onto a freezer wall. That's kind of the norm, because you do want to have some holes onto the right side of the wall. You want to have like maybe some vision over there. If the mirror is banned, they usually reinforce this wall anyways. Put some holes in the right side, because you don't want the team or the attackers to have full control of freezer, and so you want to have some type of way to battle it out. But it looks to be a rush coming out from Machine Soldiers, and it's just as quick as the round started. It's now looking like it's about to end very quickly. 2v2 Stern and then left in this 2v2 clutch situation. The mirror and the mute persist in this situation, so no more smoke grenades. They can't really deny this push, and mute is not going to be facing the right way at all, and he's going to be caught out by the Ying. Ying has 2 Candelas left, and she's going to swing right onto the mirror, but she's going to get caught out, and now it's a 1v1 man count between the 2 teams, and then it's going to be facing the wrong way. He doesn't know where, that he needs a map. He doesn't know where he's looking at.
That's a beautiful big play coming out there from Mez. It's well played. Took his 1v1. It's last round. Interesting choice to opt in for the rush, especially on a side like basement. So many angles, so many ways to look. Yeah. Ignite Esports coming away with the round from that. Seen Soldiers still bringing the game, persistent. And yeah. See the kitchen dining site now being played. Ella being picked, 6 picked out for the Echo. Yeah. It's looking like a very Intel heavy side.
The
Line up
evil
for
eye
the
Attackers need
cameras
to
paired
locate and
with the
defuse bombs.
yokai drones. Not only are the evil cameras and the evil eye cameras gonna be, zapping people, but they provide intel and yokai drones. They sonic boom you, they disorient you, they give you concussions, whatever the case may be. But also, they give off intel. They're just an extra eye for cameras. Usually people in competitive play, they don't usually bring the Echo mainly just to stop plants or whatever. I mean, that's kind of what us the key, but they usually bring him for like intel because intel is key in Siege. We live in a intel heavy meta.
5 seconds left.
And funnily enough, we see the Ying come out again. The Scene Soldiers losing out that round.
Attackers are heading
And
out to defuse
to
a
be
bomb.
honest, they probably shouldn't have been. It's just, again, a lack of intel on where the mirror was positioned at for both players, for the Ying, and then also for Din especially. But it looks to be a heavy small tower push. As Machine Soldiers, I don't know if they're going to do the same type of rushing strat. They have the Ying to do it. They have the Sayana in play. And Ayana's just going to quickly push in and take control of small tower, swinging this dining doorway. And with her teammates in support, that's exactly what it looks like she's going to do.
Just trying to get some intel in on dining before Adrian decides his next push. The intel gathering here from some soldiers just taking a bit of time with this yokai drone. Pivotal and King just picks up a kill. 3 as you like from that. And that's the Echo drones coming in.
Ayana clone's gone, no more intel coming for her. And now Ignite, not Ignite, but Machine Soldiers find themselves at a not an early disadvantage, but mid-round disadvantage for themselves. And it looks like they really have no other entry into sight. They're not really, I don't want to say they're not really using their utility to its full effect. Right now you see the blowtorch coming out, but other than that, there's really no other utility that I see Machine Soldiers Academy using onto this wall. They have the buck in play, and it looks like he's opening a few holes. And we also have King still persisting on this hallway. He's not going to get pressured anymore from the Ying. It looks like it's going to be a full push from the Ying on the hallway, but nope, it's just a lot of flashes. There's no real action between the two teams as of right now. I say that, but Noxy ends up getting a kill with this buck, and he takes out Cryptic in showers. So King is going to be by himself. There is no trade value for him here, but as I say that, he ends up getting a kill. It's a double kill for him on the round, and that's on Stern. That's the Ying out. So no more Candelas being in play. Now, they find themselves at a man disadvantage here. And they have 55 seconds left to go, or 50 seconds now.
Yeah, Machine Soldiers just looking for a way into this site. They've got no real entry point. All the Maestro cams still up at this point, just reading intel. You see Lethal just sat on the cams, giving his teammates what they need to take the gunfights. Mez is still upstairs, and Creed is in. He's planted out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But the yokai drones have not been dealt with, and they will not. We don't know what's happened there, but yeah, Machine Soldiers get the plant off of that, and it's a 4v1 with Den now. He picks up one, that's the smoke.
Dead body, then you're not going to be able to get a pick, and like I said, it's Mez is going to be able to pick him out. It's just going to go nuclear with that bearing 9, and that's the diffuser disabled. A little bit of a weird, I want to say the defense got shafted with that sonic burst. That should have disabled the plant, but it didn't, and a little bit unlucky for them, but they eventually got the defuse, and Machine Soldiers, they had a 5-1 lead, and now Ignite Esports are 1 round away from tying that up.
Yeah, 3 rounds in a row. It's just looking strong on their defenses. For Ignite Esports, I said, if they're able to wipe their slate clean, it'd be nice. And yeah, they've done exactly that. Coming to the new side with a lot of momentum pushing forward.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
Yeah,
attackers.
I mean, machine soldiers, they've just kind of, they've stopped.
Yeah,
The
the
momentum's
attack is just the attack for both teams have just looked awful. They're not neither one of these teams have gained tractions on their attacks, and hopefully machine soldiers can like change the trend here and end up getting around. But as it stands, they're not. They're rushing and they're not getting a lot from it. They're hoping, they're rushing it. This is like on any defender sided map really. When you get like a good
10 seconds
advantage,
to go.
whether that be 5-1 or 6-0, it's you hope to God that you win your attacks because it's hard to attack on this side of the map.
Objective
But
is to locate a bomb.
it feels like they're not even really coordinating with one another to even do that, which is what I'm trying to get at. And it's the same for both teams when they're on their attacks.
Yeah, they've just been really slow. Not much great intel gathering, and they've all kind of been one-dimensional pushes. No real backstabbing plays. No real holding flanks, holding angles off. They're just kind of all pushing from one side. And see. Sell it down entrance through the basement. See if anyone's roaming downstairs. So, yeah. Down to assist him.
And they're both going to be going up these tower stairs. I don't think there's anybody up on these backstage stairs, as it looks like most of them are just around and in sight. They are watching this attic wall, or well, Finesse really isn't. He doesn't know, really. But Mans is actually all the way downstairs, so he's going to be roaming here, but he's not going to go back stairs like I would have originally thought. This Maverick doing the best with his utility that they can, making a claw hole on this wall. First pick comes out from Adrian though, giving the advantage to his team early on, and now a minute and 40 has left to go, but Mans is going to quickly trade that out, and that's the bandit that was literally just roaming, and that's actually the diffuser down a hallway, but it's going to be easily recoverable by the attackers. But Nazi's not going to get up just yet. He's gonna buck from below, and he's gonna push some of these players out of their position. There was literally the smoke of lethal right above him on that hole, and the first player to get picked from these holes is actually gonna be Cryptic on this Jaeger. And maybe this is the round that Machine Soldiers need to put themselves onto map points. But it's yet to be seen, because Finesse is going to immediately make this an even men count, and this is the same issues that persist on this Machine Soldiers. Whenever they get an advantage, it's literally the lack of intel or the lack of them winning their ones that's literally plaguing them, or just the lack of execution plans that they have.
There's
really
2 drones left
Yeah.
on the side of the Nazis and the side of Machine Soldiers. And you see, Mez just passes one right there, no one's on it. It's a free kill onto the bar. There's diffuser down, showers double as well.
Yeah,
Then
I
just
mean,
double check if those crossnuts that happened last time. Pushed here. And they're just trying to execute the site, pick up the kills they can. Adrian, a lovely shot onto lethal. They've got full intel into Adrian, and
15 seconds to
pushing
go.
in. That shotgun does wonders at close
oh
range.
my god.
That's a beautiful double to finish off the round.
Like you said, when it comes to intel in this game, it's either them not using their drones, or it's them using their drones but they get easily taken care of by the defenders, because they have the mute in play. So mute is able to stop drones if you get close enough to the mute jammers, right? And it's either their drones are being taken care of or they're not using it. And in that round, their drones got taken care of and they weren't using them with enough care.
We
And
saw Mez just jump down kitchen,
Yeah.
and he passed the drone.
yeah,
And it's just the amount of flanks we've seen happen this game.
not enough players on drones as these flanks are coming in and it's biting them in the butt. And we see a frost coming from
Attackers need to
Ignite
locate and
Esports. They're
defuse
gonna
as many
go
bombs
down
as
all the way down the basement, and really, what do you think that Machine Soldiers need to do? I know we talked about intel, but what else other than intel can they do to win this round?
They
is
just
it
need,
just
they need to
keep
play
intel?
off each other. Is that they need the
Yeah.
ability to gain the intel is one thing. The ability to play off the other is another major thing that they do need to work on. Like two people follow a drone and get the map control. They've done that really well, but then
10
they get
seconds
to the
left before
midpoint in the round and they just kind of stationary. They're just preying on
5
gunfights
seconds to insertion.
instead of gaining the intel and playing off of it. They're hoping to win
Attacker's
their
objective
ones.
is to locate
And
a bomb and
you
defuse
can't
it.
rely on that. There's so many things that factor in. Yeah, we just see King on his solo roam up here.
Bomb located by attackers.
He's not feeling the roams. He's gonna just go back down to site. Need to play a bit more passive this round of Ignite Esports.
Pick on these backstairs. There's gonna be watching for any rush coming
A
out
bomb has been
from
located.
machine soldiers, but machine soldiers are actually not going to be pushing there. They're going to be pushing from the south side, and they know that this hatch is open, so they know that there's probably a player roaming. But if you look closely on the outlines, there is nobody from Ignite Esports roaming. Everybody's literally on and around the site. There's no single player that I see from Ignite Esports that's roaming. Every one of them are on site. So they gotta drone this out. King is actually gonna look to rotate up these breezer stairs, but he's not gonna like just completely run out like a crackhead and try and get a kill or whatnot. And King is gonna persist on the back of these stairs. There's really not a lot that I see from machine soldiers telling me that they're gonna go for a full execute quite yet. They are gonna get these hatches. They are gonna take care of them. They have the Habana. They have the Maverick in play. And if they don't get these hatches, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed. But it looks like they are. You know, meeting hall hatch and then also lobby hatch. And also you have Adrian aggressing onto these freezer stairs. They approach 1:35, and they really haven't done a lot around the site to gain any traction. But as I say that, Adrian gets the first pick of the game, and that's onto King. That's the player playing in freezer. And now that probably leaves freezer wide open.
There's still 7 drones up for the side of machine soldiers, so they can take their time, get a few players behind the drone and push down. Really try and force Ignite Esports into an uncomfortable position. This Jaeger is the next step, just trying to push him off the Psycho. Because if they don't, this is going to be a really dangerous pillar team.
Machine soldiers have the man advantage too, but they only have it by one player. The forest drone actually gets shot out, and you know, just like I said, you know, jammers can not distract, but stop forest drones, so can bullets, and Cryptic is able to shoot it out. And the press now has to come for machine soldiers now as they approach a 35 seconds left. They don't really have enough time to dilly-dally. They are going to push elbow. They're not going to get a single pick as Adrian, and it's a trade from Kreese on Lethal. 4v3 man advantage for machine soldiers as they approach 20 seconds left. 2 kills coming out from Ignite Esports. Cryptic pressing up the stairs, but he's gonna get caught out by Noxy. Now 2v2 with 15 seconds left to go. Attackers have no time really. They have to go for a plant or they have to go for kills. Finesse grabs, or Kreese grabs a kill onto Finesse, but that's the cross mat coming into play. Nothing else.
That's
No
twice
gunfight.
twice we've seen the frost map end of the round.
Lord.
It's not something you want to be happening from machine soldiers, especially as the round looks so promising up until those late points.
I was gonna say, like, even after they got the first pick though, they kind of like didn't have any type of, it's not even about like entryways, it's about they didn't really have enough pressure onto the site, and also they didn't have enough entryways, right? So like they didn't really get the hatches up until like 1:30. They didn't get, even after all the players were like on site and they got the one player that was in freezer, they had nobody pressuring freezer after they took care of the player, the only player playing in freezer, and they had nobody press down main stairs. Maybe it was a really weird take from machine soldiers. It kind of like
Defenders, protect
they
your
were
bombs
very
from being defused
bipolar
by
in how they
attackers.
wanted to take it, and they didn't really stick to a single plan. And now Ignite Esports, after being 5-1 down, are on match and map point.
It's a big
Attackers have
comeback.
located a bomb.
5 rounds in a row. We can see machine soldiers pick up a round here. Otherwise, this is Oregon going to Ignite Esports. And
I think
yeah,
this is it's a little bit frustrating to watch, isn't it? Because
10 seconds remaining.
they had it. They had such a firm grasp of the map. It looked like
Yeah.
they just needed
5
those
seconds
final
to
rounds
go.
to close it out, and they fumbled. So they've just
Attackers are
crumbled
moving
it.
to defuse a bomb.
But it's what I said last time. If they get a few players behind those drones, and just after they get that initial pick, if they need to keep up the pressure, they can't just let They can't just let people do what they like and just think it was cryptic last time, just sit Shiko.
Attackers
But
have
as long as
located
he
a
did,
bomb.
he was there for a solid 30-40 seconds in their time. You
Yeah,
can't be
couple
allowing
players.
that.
They had so many players pressing him from construction and backstage stairs, but Adrian, he wasn't inside, but he's gonna take care of some utility inside. That's the evil eye camera and the ADS dealt with as he shot both of them out, one with his gun and then one with the gun 6. And now you have the buck upstairs. They're looking to do I want to say a dining room plant, because the buck upstairs is used to open angles on that small tower take, and if they plant like right below that, then you have free vision from above onto the diffuser. But the one thing that's going to be in their way is the mute jammers. The mute jammers are going to jam their drones, and it looks like machine soldiers are actually going to be stalled out here. Adrian's going to be entering his bedroom or bathroom here. He's going to grab a kill. No, that's Noxy, but Adrian's actually going to be taken out by Lethal. King is going to be in this hallway here as he looks to grab a kill or two. He's going to get in a gunfight with Noxy. Noxy quickly takes him out for double killing him on a round. Now machine soldiers have a man advantage. The only player that's down and out for them is Adrian, and Noxy could literally be hit right now and be out for the game.
But look, they're all on the side of small tower. No one's going main. No one's pressuring this guy upstairs. They need to make something happen. They still got a minute 20, but they're going in for the plant. I don't think Ignite Esports know. It might be too late. Reed's got the plant down. Lost a massive chunk of its HP in doing it. But that's the diffuser down. 40 seconds to go. And Soldiers just got to hold on for them. Then
Fight here. He's gonna get into a gunfight with 2 players. Actually, scratch that. 2 kills coming out from Ignite Esports. But they don't have enough intel on where Stern is. Stern is going to give away his position, killing out the Maestro. And that's a kill for him. He downs 1 player, and now he only has 1 more player to go. And that's a clutch from Stern as they finally grab around on this attacking half. It looked extremely dire, and now they're going into overtime.
yeah, I mean, we
And now
saw
we're
the
asking
Echo,
for
we saw the Maestro, and yeah, there was. They just let them get the plant down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, right when you were talking about it, if they have, like, I think I said it though, like, if they have control of that small tower the way that they did, they can open angles right above the plant spot on that dining room wall, and all they have to do really is clear bathroom, clear that hallway, and if they have full control, then you can literally just get a plant off behind the couch, and then you have the holes from above to
Attackers
support
need
you.
to locate and defuse as
Really,
many
but
bombs as they can.
and that's exactly what they did. They got the plant off, but they didn't really get it off below where the holes were. They got it off in that corner, and we see Ignite Esports start off on the defensive half for overtime. So even if they win this round, but they lose their attacking round, they still have defense to go off of. And as it stands, this has been a extremely defender-sided Oregon.
10
None of these
rounds
teams have
per
looked
defense.
great on the attack. Yeah.
And that's quite a number, especially as you see Oregon nowadays going into a 3-3 split. So I think having 10 rounds on
5
defense
seconds to go.
is definitely in the defender's side.
Attackers
You
are
see
moving
Ignite
out to
Esports going
locate a
to the
bomb and
dorms,
defuse it.
kids' dorms again. Persisting with this first floor roam, trying to burn this time, just leaving them people on site to really hold out the last few seconds. You see missing soldiers just entering in through basement. So interesting use of the first round.
He's gonna blow open a wall, but I'm not too sure why he blew open that wall in particular. I'm not too sure, but he's gonna waste the floor's drone on that wall, and he's gonna have 3 more to use to waste utility on defensive sides. And we see the Maverick coming into play. He's gonna make a few holes onto this attic wall, just so he can have an entrance, and just so he can have also a peek hole and also what looks to be a nade hole. Adrian's gonna push, but the first person to get a kill is gonna be from Stern, and was that really?
That was
Are
through the
you
floor
serious?
drone he used. I mean, we doubted him, but he's showing us.
I'm still doubting him. What?
We eat our words
Mez?
almost immediately.
Oh my.
Mez is just unaware of the massive hole in the wall, and just walks straight into the crosshair. Stern.
He's balding. He has to be mad. I'd be mad too.
Lethal
gets
picks another one back onto Adrian, and then fires straight back against the cryptic.
Ooh,
Then
nice shot
gets
coming in
another
from
one.
in. Oh, then a
Ooh.
double from Oh no, King is able to get a headshot onto Stern, and it's only Den on this attic push. But he has 2 more teammates that are still persisting. They're still alive, and that's Creeds now pushing Bedroom. He's gonna be pinching these players, and you also are gonna see Noxy on this rappel. He's gonna be on this gaming Windows rappel, and he's gonna help his team just push one of these players out of position or even pinch them, because you have a player persisting in games. You have a player in Trophy now, and then you also have a player in Attic, and they're gonna look to push one player that's literally on this doorway, that's a tight left to this doorway, and you see the buck skeleton keys come out. He's gonna buck from below, and he's gonna be able to open some angles up and also push the defenders out of their positioning. And now it's 50 seconds left. They only have about like 45, let's say 50, to really make it execute onto site. Creeds does have diffuser, so they have it in their possession. What they don't have is a plan to execute onto site. And Finesse and King are gonna be in their way to execute, but they're
30
still gonna
seconds
be
left,
below.
3 drones. 30 seconds left, 3 drones left. They still have time to get the intel, I say. And Dennis just drops into pit, takes a gunfight with, I believe that's King in Dorms.
If
they're just
Ignite
not-
Esports somehow win this round, I think
Located by attackers.
no, they're not. It's
10 seconds
2v1. King is gonna get a kill though. He's gonna get a down, not a kill, and it's left in the
5 seconds
1v1.
remaining.
Creeds has to plant though, but in all honesty, I don't know why
Attackers
you're
drop the bomb
planting when
diffuser.
you're literally you have to take the gunfight. You cannot plant in a 1v1 situation. You have to rush the person who literally downed your teammate. Like, in all honesty, the player who was down is giving you intel. The main reason why a lot of people kill down people a lot is because the downed player is going to give intel based on their positioning, right? And his teammate was giving him intel. He had to have given him intel. Pings had to have come out, and he still went for the plant in a 1v1.
He still had time left. There was still a few seconds left on the clock. He could have come off the plant, killed the player. Been a very
Yeah.
different round. But hey, we don't know. Sound in Siege, calls in Siege, they're never really the most trusted, let's be honest. But yeah.
It's
Attackers need to
a
locate
bit of an
and defuse
interesting
bombs.
decision from Creeds as he tries to plant in the 1v1 with 5 seconds left. And in that situation, 9 times out of 10, unless you're Finesse, last week against the Blue Jays, the defense is gonna win that 9 times out of 10. But we're gonna see Ignite Esports on overtime match point. They are gonna attack kids' dorms, and I haven't seen a Goyo in a long time, and we're
10
gonna
seconds
see
left
Adrian
before
actually bring
insertion.
it out along with the Frost.
5 seconds left.
Yes. Going back for their self as they
Attackers
had
are
last
moving
time.
out to locate a bomb and
I think they're
defuse it.
just looking to stall out the time and just make Ignite Esports just push into the hole. You see the same Goyo shield, the same ADSs, just a burn utility inside of
Ready to
Monster.
activate.
This time we're not going to see Adrian playing inside of Armory. Interesting to see where he's moved to. Oh no, he is. Oh no. They decided they do not like him. Oh, they're just going to rotate you two elsewhere.
Adjusting our strategy.
Seems like they got the intel there. Ignite Esports are going to go for a big window play. Big window and white play, and they've rotated their util accordingly. You just see Den drop down into basement here.
The drones finally coming into full effect from the attackers too, so they know that he just dropped down there. They had to. They
Attackers
saw
have
him on the
located a bomb.
camera, and it's gonna be cryptic to watch for this rotate up these stairs. Whether they have somebody on main stairs watching for that same rotate as well is completely up to them. I don't know. I'm not on their team lineup at the moment, but Creeds is actually gonna be the first one to take damage.
The
Ignite
attacker's bomb
Esports are gonna
diffuser
look
has
to
been
want to
dropped.
take this match and map on this attacking half, but again, the attacks haven't looked that good on Oregon so far, as per the norm of attacking on Oregon. But Dennis actually going to rotate up these stairs, and the first kill comes out from Dennis. He gets a nice flick onto Cryptic. He has Adrian as his support as he's trying to rotate up these freezer stairs, but he's going to go all the way back down, and they have diffuser. That's actually the diffuser dropped on main stairs from Cryptic. Cryptic was no, that's the fuser right there. Thank you, Trippin. I
A bomb
appreciate
has
it, because
been
I didn't.
located.
I was like, yo, didn't they just drop the fuser as soon as Cryptic died? And nah, they didn't. Cryptic, I thought like, I was like, what? the hell is Cryptic doing with the back up freezer stairs? Anyways, there's a player on top of White. Kreese is gonna get into a gunfight with him, and it's King actually on the Sophia, and he's gonna get mauled by Kreese on this S12. And the Ying is gonna come out. It's a kill from Mez, as well as a kill, Nope, sorry. You know what? Bro, I'm so sick. I'm so done. I was like, oh, there has to be a kill for the ace, but no, it's just a whip and a half from Lethal. And it's left Mez in the 1v4, and he's not gonna get a single kill because Noxie's gonna shut him down. I don't know who to shoot. Noxie, bro, you shot all of them. What do you mean?
We don't know who's shooting who. They don't know who to shoot. It's that was a round. That was something. The ace really should have been hitting those shots. That could have been a very different round if that frost had been down there.
Yeah, my brain literally froze. I was like, the kill is gonna come out. The kill is going to come out for Ace. I was ready to say it, and he's like, no, like, nah, bro, like, nah.
We see the vigil being brought out for Ignite Esports instead of the mirror on basement, and there you go. Eat my words. They're 6 feet onto the mirror, as we say that. Trippin's still laughing about that last round.
That's a clip, bro.
Put that in your top play.
I think I've seen it though.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bomb.
So yeah, they got to the last round here. And Esports on defense is theoretically should be an 8-7 for them. Let's see how it works out. Seems to be a lot more of an anchor hold, bringing in that Maestro. There's previous rounds we've seen that as a Boyo extending into bunker. So yeah, looks like they're going to try and hold a bit more passive this time and just try and burn out the time. See Adrian with a cam inside of Freezer, giving off all the intel the attack needs on what setup he's going for.
5
I
seconds
literally
to
slammed my
insertion.
disc when it happened. Sorry. My disc is really wobbly right now.
Attackers objective is to
Anyways, we
locate
see Jared come out. And we also see the Maestro come out. I don't think that we've seen the Maestro at all on the basement side. And interestingly enough, he's gonna come out and he's gonna be key for that tarp hold or elbow hold that is gonna happen because they have the smoke in play and they also have the Jaeger. So why on earth would they not do an elbow hold? I don't know. But there's gonna be a couple of missed shots coming out from Keeg and Silent Shit. He's gonna miss the drone by a little bit. It's an even man count. There's no real action going on apart from the drone play that came out from Machine Soldiers, and the first player that looks like hold on.
There we go, and we're back. Adrian just establishing showers control right here, nading top Freezer, making sure no one can play up there. Damages the buck a little bit with his own nade. Nothing too detrimental. Yeah, we're kind of just at a stage.
Severe Rudy gates. He's gonna take one gate off and put it onto this main stairs door, or the main stairs archway leading into the laundry. And
bomb located by attackers.
there's not a lot of work that's been done for Machine Soldiers. Yes, they did push a player off from the top floor back onto site, but they haven't gotten a pick yet. And it's about to be a minute and 30. You know, usually the execute comes out at about 30 seconds on a map like Oregon, or at 45 or 50 seconds at the later stages, stages of the round. But right now, we're not really seeing a lot that tells us that they're gonna not be doing this at the first 50 seconds, as Lethal just runs from the bullets. He's gonna smoke out the doorway though, and Cryptic is still gonna be in strike mode. He has players on the back stairs that are gonna be looking to press him. He's gonna take a little bit of damage from the smokes, and the execute from Machine Soldiers should be happening very soon. They have players set up in positions to push these players out of positions, but whether or not they use their UCC the same way is completely up to them. Cryptic is going to be struggling with the player on these back stairs, and Lethal's actually going to be down from a gunfight. He's going to be pushing two players at once, but Cryptic is going to grab a kill onto Kreese, and that's the fuser down, but it's going to be picked up by the players. And as a player, Lethal is still down. Nobody's picked him up quite yet. Dan is going to go down this stairs. A key flank coming in from him, and the Ayana gate is actually going to be used to burn out utility, and that's in a round for Machine Soldiers. There's no way they win. I did not think they were going to win that round. I'm not going to lie to you.
The kills
And
just
they won it.
flooded through.
They took the map.
I mean, Ignite And they still had all the util they needed. They had the 2 maestro cams up. They still had 2 smoke canisters from the smoke. He was downed at the time. He's still recoverable though. And yeah, the mirror still had her C4. It's just a lack of intel coming in for Ignite Esports on when the push was going to happen. And that's the map over. That's Oregon 8-7. Machine
I
soldiers.
don't like that. Oh my god.
That's one way to end the map. Final few rounds, so entertaining ones to say the least.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that ace potato.
I'm sure he'd like to forget it himself.
It's kind of funny. I'm sorry. It's just... Oh man. We are gonna go onto a break, and after that, we're gonna come back with another map, and we all know this map is gonna be Cafe. So we will see you guys after the break, and yeah, goodbye.
See you guys next time.
Chipping in the back, hyping me up, and he gets shot down. And he's literally playing like, oh my god, Mixed Q nearly gets walking in front of Chris, double by him. And his Q gets a little bit of sound Q. Gonna be done, Mixed Q! And a triple for Mixed. The sheer amount of intel, which first what's happening, they know he's there, but they don't seem to react. So who finds stuff out there, but the reaction is
typical with a triple kill.
Typical. I am generally shocked. They were shooting at
shooting a person, that's the mind. Now we see both end up in a 1v3. Now got shot from there, and there's peaks on the player behind bar, and that's a careless mistake from Finesse. Finesse easily by Hunter, and now he knows that there's a player behind bar, and he can peek this, and that's a 1v3 clutch from Hunter. There he has to get into a 50-man advantage here, trying looking like he's there, but never mind. Quite have something to say about that, and I think I see a lot of people play him because the 1.5 is actually such a powerful fight to play. That's a nice shot from Quite, getting a double kill in a round, turning 3v1 into a 1v1, and now he's in a 1vx. She's gonna rotate to his big door, and that's a, oh my god, that's a 1v3.
It's gonna be looking like Makewood's Pelagos in there. Oh, Matrix! What a shot! Maybe two. Oh, Matrix! What the hell? Matrix, are you insane? What was that? Oh, Matrix!
Hey guys, welcome back to Ignite Esports versus Machine Soldiers Academy. And I'm joined with a new caster today. I have Special B with me today. My other caster had to go to the vet for his dog. How are you doing today, B?
I'm doing alright. I'm just awake from a nap, but it's fine. We're all good. It's cafe now, I believe, for second map,
Yeah,
if I'm not
Cafe.
mistaken. And that's going to be fun. I do quite like cafe. I mean, I missed Oregon, so Lord save me with that one. But yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to this. I quite like cafe. Although I'm not too familiar with the team. I know Ignite, of course. And from what I've heard from the previous game, Machine Soldiers seem to be the upper hand as of right now. So that'll be
Yeah.
exciting to see for second map.
Yeah, I can kind of recap for you. Basically, Machine Soldiers had like a 5-1 lead, and they choked it Golden State Warrior style.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
almost. But they won the map. So, I mean, that's all that matters is that
Alright,
they won
yeah,
the
that
map. But the last two rounds were kind of a bit weird, but we move. We're gonna go to cafe now, and I want to see if I left again. I left the. I left the. I left again. I'm sorry, bro. This is a mess. I want to see if the players are ready, but how are you feeling about this matchup? Seeing as you just had to come in.
I have no opinions on it, honestly. I mean, if I look at the previous like, rankings and like all this and that, and Ignite Esports aren't exactly at the best of places right now. I do believe they've had a couple of issues, if I'm not mistaken. So they kind of want to step it up for the second map to kind of put themselves somewhere that they need to be.
As it stands, they're at the bottom of the table with no points.
Yeah.
Oh crap! As it stands, they're at the bottom of the table, in the league with 0 points. So really, the best thing that they can do right now is grab a point, and they have that opportunity on Cafe. And we are actually gonna go right ahead into the map of Cafe. And you said you like this map. I'm not really a big fan of this map. I'm not even gonna lie to
Really?
you. Yeah, it's so boring to
Oh,
me.
I love this map. I just don't think with Cafe at least there's so much variety when it comes to strats. I say this every time I'm casting it. Like a lot of maps seem to be very one dimensional or very default. And even though Cafe it technically is one of the main default maps as of now, there's still so many varieties of being able to play it. And I don't think I've actually seen every single way of playing this map. Like it can be completely turtled, completely roam, completely this, that, and it's just I don't know. It's just something about Cafe that makes me very, very happy as a player and a caster. It's a very nice map in my opinion.
Yeah, we had a talk with this with TTL yesterday. He said it on stream basically, and he was like, it's just basically vertical, whatever, vertical simulator, vertical attacking simulator, or horizontal attacking simulator, because it's you have to take a top down position, or you have to do a top down take in order to really attack Cafe the way you would want to take it. And the first bans that we do see come out, it's the pair of Thatcher and Thermite. Thatcher and Flores, and then now a Wamai banning. You don't see a Wamai ban a lot, especially not on a map like Cafe.
I mean, Cafe, I do hear my band a little bit. Obviously, not so much since he hasn't had his shield for long now, but having to rely now just on the Jaeger and potentially the Irene, I suppose, as well. For Cafe, it's such a big map, being able to flash out things just to push straight through. It is quite beneficial to get that utility denial off the board. And obviously, the Kaid as well coming through, completely understandable with the hatches and whatnot. It will make it easier for the attackers to push up into sight and get control that they need without having to worry about the electric laws on the walls and all that.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. You know, no more Kite tricking or being able to Kite trick those walls, like you say cigar lounge wall from Cocktail, or even just the kitchen wall that faces bakery. But the first site is actually gonna be reading room fireplace. That's a little bit of an unorthodox site to start at for defenders, and we see the 6 pick coming off of the Goyo onto the Valkyrie. And fair enough, Valkyrie is very, very powerful on this map, and then the 6 pick coming off from the 0 onto the Jackal.
I mean, I'm liking the lineup so far. It does look like a pretty
Attackers
standard
need to
lineup. You know, you've
locate
got the
and
Valkyrie
defuse
to
as many
fight
bombs.
deny intel. And the Thunderbird, I like to see. Like I said, I've not really cast as much this season, so seeing Thunderbird in play is quite nice for me. And but yeah, I'm interested to see how they're going to be holding this. I mean, the standard one obviously is just to hold the above and just hope that the attackers try to push into it. But obviously when it comes to a lot of reading strats, I have noticed that there's a couple flaws when it comes to attackers don't tend to notice the fact that you can just straight push from bottom as opposed to top down. So I'm
10
intrigued to
seconds
see if the
remaining.
attackers try to go for the pretty standard, you know, just top down or
5 seconds left before insertion.
You see again, you talked about it, the
Attackers must
top-down
locate
position that
the bomb.
Ignite Esports are going to take, and they're gonna be looking to hold this very strongly, because the main thing about reading, especially if the attackers get quick control of the floor above it, like cocktail bar or whatever, they're able to get an easy plant off because you can easily buck from above or put breaching charges above the plant spot and have an angle literally looking into the plant spot, and also the rotations that the defenders need to make. And it seems as though they are going to do a heavy top 4 hold from their positioning that I can see on the map as of right now. And it looks like a rush from Machine Soldiers. They're just already in red. They have 2 players, that's the Jackal and the Ayana, and they're looking to take quick control of Piano and Cigar Lounge.
I don't believe there was much in the way of stopping Machine Soldiers. As I was saying that, so Adrian does get the first kill onto Mez. That's a Valkyrie off the board, but passes intel that Valkyrie does provide. Not the worst person to lose first up, but then when the Irunica comes out as the second kill for Team Machine Soldiers, I mean that's putting them now at a 5-3 lead. And I do believe they have got good control of the top floor right now, as the Iruni has dropped off, as well as Mute still being in sight. Where is that Thunderbird? I am blind. I'm so tired, man. The Jaeger that I'm trying to say. I don't know why I say Thunderbird.
Located by
The flank comes through, gets it down onto the bug. Unfortunately, isn't able to get the kill off, but I don't believe he is in that position now to get picked up. Unless they absolutely risk something here.
It looks like he is going to get picked up though from Noxy. The stream lags a little bit for me, but that's okay. He then is going to be picked right up, but he's going to be left on 25 HP, so he's going to be one shot for the remainder of the round. And Machine Soldiers have this top-down control that they want, and now they can probably go for a easy plant behind the bookcase, the default plant spot. And Ignite Esports are probably going to look to have to retake their own site. They have nobody. Look, see, they're looking to go all the way upstairs, but it's 2 kills coming out from Machine Soldiers, leaving Lethal in a 1v5 situation. He's left in a really dire position. He's gonna get into one gunfight. That's the Fuser down. That's Creed down. And now he has the Fuser in his hands, but he's gonna rotate off of the Fuser smartly up into red stairs, and he looks like he's gonna take a vertical position where the attackers aren't at no more. But it looks like they're gonna go for a plant in reading room, and instead that's actually going to be a kill from Noxy, ending the round off with a bang and starting the map off with a bang as well, getting the first round for Machine Soldiers.
That was quite efficient from Team Machine Soldiers. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The second they realized there was nothing kind of stopping them from me of just to push straight up, they dropped that hatch. They took that control of Piano very quickly. I do believe there was one defender playing there, but fell off as soon as he got any sort of pressure. I think maybe you could have stayed there a little bit longer just to try and get a pick or 2. But I guess falling off was the safe option. And they lost control of top floor quite quickly. I was honestly thinking, like, with the Aruna gates and with the Thunderbird like healing stations, that top floor would have been like quite easy to hold, since all you have to do is kind of play really passively and just allow yourself to be healed and stuff. And like they had a quite a good lineup for that, but I guess the pressure was a bit too much for them. Fell off a little bit too early.
Protect your bombs
too
from being
aggressively.
defused by attackers.
All the fact the attackers are just really aggressive with it. I mean, they did push up very, very quickly to the point where I'm sure the defenders couldn't even like register the fact that what was going on.
Really, it's just they found a weak spot in the defense. The defense easily gave them control of Piano, and in a site like Reading Room Fireplace where you're doing a top-down hold like that, the big room that you don't want to give up control is not only cocktail, not only that lounge area, but also Piano. Because if they have control of Piano, then they have control of bathroom, then they have a control of freezer, and then they can easily just make it execute onto this top floor down push like they just did. And they did it excellently well. There was nobody on Ignite Esports that was in their way, and they completely stomped them on that round. But they're gonna go for third floor, and you know, for this site it's a little bit different. You can be forgiven with staying completely on site, because it is one of those sites that's like really well, it's like a simple anchor type of hold. It's easily one of the better sites to defend. And you see the hatches being opened by the sledge. They're gonna look to put pressure on this roof area and
Bomb has been
really
located.
on a site like third floor. What type of control you can go for? As I say that, it's 2 kills coming out from both teams. One from Adrian and then one from Cryptic. Even man count. Some action going on and it hasn't even been a minute left.
I mean, right now, 4v4 situation, and yeah, I gotta agree. 1 minute into the round, nothing really happening as of right now. We've lost 1 man each. Especially using Ayana is a bit more unfortunate. Some machine soldiers, which is obviously providing intel and nades. But both teams are still in a good position right now to swap it either way. So I'm not really sure what to predict from here.
See anything coming out from machine soldiers. They have this control of what looks to be library or not piano, as Mez gets a nitro cell. He throws that like Tom Brady and he catches Stern right in the blast radius. And it's they look to be at a standstill here. They don't look to really have a plan as they kind of stall out time. They have 1 minute and 25 left to go. And usually pushes on Cafe happen at the last 30 seconds as Dan ends up making this an even man count. They're gonna get this wall open, but the Aruni gate is gonna stand in their way. Aruni's gonna be in this corner. She's gonna be tucked in here. And I don't know whether or not the attack knows about it, but you also have Den from below making these bug holes happening, but he's also gonna look to rotate up white, making this position, putting his position here. King is gonna grab a kill, then another kill comes out, this time for Noxy. Now it's a 2v2 situation. Lethal, Finesse, Den, and Noxy. In this situation, who's gonna come out on top?
I mean, there is one player currently that's basically barricaded into Boston. If he jumps through anywhere, he will be taken out. But potentially get the kill onto. Oh, it does get the kill onto the Frost. And even Lethal and Dak again in a 1v2 situation. He's in a good position. However, he does get absolutely swung at the speed of light by the sledge there and just finds the final kill. Unfortunately, before viewing Ignite, as machine guns take second round as well. Such a strong sight. Yeah, even still, machine guns do show up. Machine gun, machine soldiers. Oh, I don't know.
I call them machine guns.
The machine guns, they are machine. I mean, that is what they're doing right now. They are absolutely gunning. So I mean,
Yeah.
I should not cast. I've just spoken up. But okay, all good.
Nah, that's alright. You're doing great. But this time, Ignite Esports have failed 2 sites, and they're gonna go back to the first site that they failed, and that's gonna be Reading Room Fireplace. We do see the Thunderbird come out, and no real changes coming out from their lineup when they first defended the site, and no changes coming out from Machine Soldiers as well. It's around gonna be a little bit hard to predict, but I think if Ignite Esports keep defending the way that they're defending, which is giving up map control so easily, this round is gonna go easily in the way of Machine Soldiers.
I think they just get a bit scared, don't they? They get pressured.
Yeah.
They just fall back instantly.
Yes.
I don't think I've actually watched them try and defend anything. Yeah, it's just, can we have this room? Yeah, go on, have it, and then walk away.
Like the key to that's the thing though about Cafe is this, like on a defensive hold, you want to waste as much time as possible. And I'm not seeing that a lot from Ignite Esports. If you let an attacking team just take map controls, but on any type of map, let alone Cafe, they're going to make you pay because attackers have the better guns. They have frag grenades, they have breaching charges, breaching hammers, they have all of this stuff to make a clean execute on the site. And the round is going to start, so I want to see something a little bit different from Ignite Esports, maybe a little bit more aggression because they do seem scared. But let's see how scared they are in this round.
Isn't it just the same sort of defense they had in the first round? Maybe hopefully now they can realize where their weaknesses stood. Still not really seeing anybody holding into piano though, so that's already going to be a big weakness for the side of Ignite.
Ignite Esports are still on the stop for. They haven't just backed down quite yet. Usually this is around the time where they have backed down, but they're not going to. They're just going to still stay here. And they have the support of the ADSs and also the Thunderbirds in their way. But if Adrian is able to get a kill here, the Thunderbirds won't matter because he's able to get a headshot. No, I'm sorry, that's Stern is able to get a headshot, and that's onto King. That's one of the players playing on this top 4 roam, and it's just a flurry of kills coming out from Machine Soldiers. Did grab Mez, and now it's this top 4 control just easily in the hands of what on earth is this?
Stern looking down one of the holes that they made, and he's gonna make Cryptic pay. No real intel to say that, hey, look, I'm right here. And they just get some easy kills. It's just some easy picks from Machine Soldiers. What is going on, Ignite?
Interesting verticals from the Aruni. I can't lie. They did literally just give Buck 3 vertical holes.
Yeah.
I can't lie to you, but at least he doesn't get the kill into Den, but I mean, he has been able to get a couple lucky kills. And yeah, again, that's the one situation. We gotta feel some sympathy for Lethal here. Constantly in these clutch rounds with the SMG-11. Oh no, someone give him some backup at least. Poor
Give this
guy.
man some milk. Give him some help. Nah, I mean, they had those holes, and like you said before, it's just they give up control so easily. And if you're gonna have those holes above like that, and you're planning to do a strong top-down hold or whatever you want to call it, cocktail hold, and you have those holes right there just to stop a default plant like that, don't die so quickly and don't give up control so easily. It's easier said than done. And obviously it's harder for them to do it because they're not doing it so far. And they're gonna go down all the way down to kitchen service. Kitchen cooking, kitchen service. And we see the 6th pick coming
Attackers off need to of locate and whatever, defuse I as can't many remember, bombs as they can.
onto visual this time. Looking to waste a bit more time because Machine Soldiers, I could argue, are using a lot of drones to drone them out. And it's not even just them using drones, they're just rushing in and taking quick control. They notice one room is clear, and they assume that basically the rest of the map is clear because Ignite Esports are giving up map control so easily.
Well, it's not that. Ignite really adapting to the machine. For example, the reading site just there, they should have clocked that, okay, the last previous
10
round
seconds
they
to go.
pushed from Cigar, or Piano rather. Maybe we should have to put
5
defense
seconds to
there in
go.
case they go for something again. And instead, they actually had less defenses over that side of
Yeah.
the map. And
Attackers
just
are
gave
moving out to
complete
locate a
control.
bomb and defuse
All that was
it.
there was a meat jammer and a renegade, which is quite easy to clear out, believe it or not.
I was gonna say, like, I was hoping they were gonna do something different for that round, maybe do it, like, maybe change up their setup, but they didn't at all. And again, it's the same outcome as the first time they defended that site. But looky here, it looks like there's nobody really in Bakery apart from King, and it looks like he places ADSs down. I don't know if he places ADSs down in Bakery, but he is gonna spray at somebody's, or well, where somebody's head would have been, and he's not gonna catch anybody. Cryptic is gonna shoot out a couple of drones, and he's also gonna try and dodge drones. He's gonna use his ability to be able to like use the whatever they're called, I can't remember. The signal thingies, the signal disruptors, in order to distract them. I can't remember what they're called. And Mez is just gonna be here in Christmas as well. First kill goes to Adrian though, and he grabs a nade onto King. And Mez is actually going to get a kill back onto Stern with that swing on this MPX, and Nox is actually down elsewhere.
First one I've seen going in favor of Ignite to begin with. I mean, it's a 4v3. It can completely get turned around, but Lethal does get the kill. Redeeming himself from previous rounds, maybe the smoke was a little bit better for him than the mute. But 4v3 situation now. We're at 34 left on the clock. And the defenders actually have good positions. That is something I've not seen yet from Ignite. They actually are in places
Attackers have
where
located a bomb.
attackers maybe held back a little bit. But as I say that, Adrian gets the kill.
Answers
Sorry,
first.
Attackers bomb diffuser
People
has
get to start the screen in that 3v2 situation. Still in favour of Ignite, but it can be turned around so easily. 2v2 as Den gets the kill on the Cryptic. Oh my. Mez taking down to such low HP here. So one weapon. Den is down and final kill comes out onto Adrian as Mez gets his last 2 kills off the round. Hey, Ignite won a round. We don't talk
It's
about
just
it, but
yeah, no, I mean, just as you said it, like, right, they had the positionings to be able to hold them off, and they almost screwed it up. And it's easier to defend, like, I want to say it's easier to defend kitchen, whatever it's called, than it is to defend, like, maybe reading room fireplace, because it's easier for you to turtle down onto site and win that way, or even have key positionings around, like in Christmas or in coat check or bottom of red or middle of red, whatever you want to do. You know, Harry Potter.
Defenders, protect your
but
bombs from being defused
they
by
win a round,
attackers.
regardless of what you and I say, and they're gonna move with this. They're gonna be in a 3-1
Attackers have
round
located a
disadvantage,
bomb.
and they're gonna go all the way back up to 3rd, 4th. Last time they played this, I think they almost got flawless on. I think.
Yeah, I believe it's like literally nearly a flawless until the very last.
It's gonna be interesting though to see how they defend it this time. If anything is gonna be anything different, they didn't change any of the operators around. You see the frost come out, and if machine soldiers are not careful, they may rush right into the automatic and get trapped.
Attackers are heading
But
out to defuse a bomb.
we don't know yet, because as it stands, the intel gathering from machine soldiers, whether or not they're using their drones, has been superior to what we've seen from Ignite intel gathering.
They've got the Valkyrie, but I'm not really seeing them adjust to just bomb or anything. They've just got a Valkyrie. That's about it. I'm not really seeing many plays where I'm like, oh yeah, they definitely
A
use
bomb
the
has been
intel
located.
there. Also use the cameras as well, you can't even deny. But maybe they're just not taking a couple seconds to double check to say where these attackers are coming from. But she was on at the start, maybe now she's going to make the call as to push is. Adrian coming straight up these right stairs could potentially throw off the defenders just a little bit from a fast kind of play.
He's gonna be watching for any type of rotates. King is actually gonna be the only one. Okay, never mind. He has a player with him in the reading room, and I can't remember. I don't know what op that is, but it doesn't matter. King has support with him as he tries to rotate out of this positioning. But as you saw back then, Stern is actually on that generator's position, and Adrian's actually gonna get aggressive. That's actually the frost. That's a kill for him. Is that a double? Oh, he's gonna get into a gunfight, but no one comes out on top. But Ness ends up getting the kill, and that's actually, oh lord, that's a flick and a half from Den as he ends up running Cryptic. Now a 3v3 as kills happen elsewhere, and Den is actually going to be, that's not a good word, Oxy, don't say that. It's going to be a 3v3 between the two teams as we now enter a minute and 20 into this round.
Right now, Ignite are still essentially on top. I mean, they have lost their roamers, but N is on about, 30 HP here. Could be easily taken out. And 1 minute left on the clock, and they've only taken control of the roamers. That's looking good so far for Ignite. I'm gonna have some optimism for Ignite here. I want them to pull through, get themselves somewhere on the score at the very least. Okay, I mean, 52 seconds left. The attackers, I mean, they have been shown to be very quick, and they seemingly do know where the defenders are. So it's a matter now of just taking the control they need and just taking up into sight.
They have 40 seconds left. They have enough. Well, never mind. Dan is gonna get absolutely destroyed by this Valkyrie of Mez. That's a good night in chat for the boys. He needs a nap, and so does Adrian as he gets killed by Finesse. But Mez ends the round when they kill onto Creed. And now Ignite Esports grab their second round of the game, looking a little bit better on these defenses. So we'll see.
Those are quite nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, the use of the vertical holes, like the ones that the Buck had made himself, was quite nice, as well as the fact that the roamers, they didn't fall back as soon as somebody was on the same floor as them. So that's a new one. They held their ground. Granted,
Improvements.
They both did get taken out, and like the Jaeger did get pinched in the end. But I mean, they did waste nearly 2 minutes at the time just by sitting there. So that is what a roamer should do. If you can't get the kills, at least waste time, and you've done your job.
I'm still laughing at what Noxie said in the chat. I'm so childish, but we see the 6 pick coming up. I'm not paying attention, but I see the 6 pick coming off of whatever operator Finesse picked first, and he brings the Lucy instead. Machine, and that's fair because machine soldiers have been taking quick map control, and they haven't had anyone in the way of esports stop them. The Rooney gates, the mutes, jammers, they're not doing enough, so they're gonna opt out for the wub-wubs. And what the wub-wubs do, as we all know, is that they slow down the attackers as soon as you enter them, and usually they distract the attackers, and when you get into a vicinity of them, you can shoot them, and then they're gone. But mainly is going to be used to slow them down, and that's the whole point of moves, is to slow them down and to distract them.
5 seconds to insertion.
From a team that's been going very, very quick so far, I think actually, yeah, Melusi is
Attackers
probably a
are
nice
moving
pick
to
to have,
defuse
just
the
to
bomb.
slow them down a little bit on their push. But I don't really know what to expect anymore. I mean, this is their third time now going reading. It can work for them. I like the dedication. You know, I like it. And they have got someone in piano this time. They've got a Jaeger in piano. They have.
Yes. Yes. Thank God.
Never mind, we no longer have a Jaeger in piano. Nice, let's get the kill onto Sin. That's an opening pick onto the Lion. A nice kill to take off it first out. That's not English, but you know what I'm trying to say. But don't have to worry now about his scans coming through, and that is a good bit of utility and a good bit of intel. God, it's like straight off the bat.
See a nade come out from Noxy, but no, I don't think nobody was really behind that unless the outline is completely. No, there was, but he didn't get hit by it at all. So his nade was futile in the end. And there actually is a player below, but Mute doesn't have the nitro. He has the deployable camera, which he put elsewhere. I don't know where he put it. It looks like it's on top of white, or unless that's King's deployable camera, I don't know. But Machine Soldiers still pushing into this quickly. They did lose Stern, but it's not going to slow them down in one bit. And they have this sledge in bathroom, and it looks like they're going to be pushing into Freezer. They have nobody from Ignite Esports to really counter or slow this push down. So what they're going to opt out, they're going to opt out for gunfights instead. So if the attackers come to them, they're going to be able to take these gunfights and probably win them. But as it stands, Machine Soldiers have been amazing at winning these gunfights out. As I said, that King is going to completely destroy Den, and that's the buck gone. So no more vertical angles being held, but that's 3 kills coming out from Machine Sports, 2 for Noxy, as it's now a 3v2. Just as good as it looked for Ignite Esports, it looks really bad for them, as it's now approaching a minute. I don't know what happened. Okay. Creed's just gonna get a kill, and he's gonna kill Lethal, and now it's a 3v1. This was literally a 5v3. How does this happen?
Bomb located by
I'm so
attackers.
confused.
How did it happen? I literally jumps out of a window. That's a start.
I'm just so confused. I don't know what happened. Mez is gonna try and sweep this reading room door, and he's not gonna catch anybody. He's just gonna be stuck in this corner. The players know exactly where he's at, and Crease is in the other site getting a plant off. He's gonna get some pings going his way, but he's not gonna hit a single shot with his MPX. And as you guys know, the MPX needs headshots to work, and he's not gonna grab a single headshot. He switches to the Deagle, and Noxy's gonna take him out as he tries to rotate and play Ring Around the Rosie with the Ayana.
Ignite! I was so hopeful that I thought they'd finally learn. I thought they'd learn. But
Literally, it was a 5v3. I was like, yeah, they have to win this round, and like 3 kills came out.
Soldier got a double, and then the Ayana as well playing on the vertical holes got the third. Just so unlucky. Oh my. It's a round switch up now, so we will get to see Machine Soldiers on their defense. See if they can hold off the attackers a bit more than Ignite could. I wonder if they're going to go for the same sort of hold as Ignite, or maybe they might change it up a little bit. I mean, they're going for reading Fireplace straight off the bat. Maybe they're trying to show up like this is how it's going to be done.
Locate and defuse
Or maybe they're trying to show it could be worse. Who knows? My shows provide the intel as well as a bit of a zappy zap. Like obviously drones and even plant later on. Smoke as well, C4, double C4s as well. I mean, not a good amount of plant denial, but the main part of reading is worry about the plant hold off. So I wonder if their vertical hold is going to be a bit stronger than that of Ignite. Maybe have to apply a bit of pressure into piano so the attackers just can't jump straight through. That would be nice to see, but I mean, are we actually going to see that? Probably not.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, whatever the casters ask for, the players just say F you and do whatever
Attackers
they want.
are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
I mean, look, they actually have got head holds into piano. I mean, if nobody decides to play it, it will provide a little bit of insecurity for the attackers. You're seeing them like, okay, maybe push slowly. We have got a pixel hold too, which a semi-pixel hold I haven't actually seen in a good amount of time. So it's an interesting one.
It's good to see from Machine Soldiers. It's a little bit different than what we saw from Ignite Esports. And Ignite Esports are actually going to look to take piano control and also red stairs. They have to worry about this shield that pushes on that little half wall, whatever that wall is called. by white stairs, white hallway doorway, where the Jaeger is planted by. And Jaeger has so many ADSs, but the ADSs won't matter because the Goyo shield is destroyed, and so is his ADSs. He does waste a little bit of time. He wastes about like 40-50 seconds being behind that shield, but he's still gonna hold his position this time in the bathroom with those holes facing the windows on the west side.
One thing I have to note is that Machine Soldiers definitely seems to be a bit more structured than Ignite. Like Jaeger there did hold his ground until he very, very much couldn't, and now even still has a position to hold it off onto Piano. And Ignite seemingly are just still trying to deal with that, rather. They took a minute to realise that maybe pushing from the windows is not the best idea, but as I say that, Ignite does get the kill onto the mute. So they have gone for an alternate sort of take here, maybe just going down these red stairs, go for a train side take instead of just worrying about Piano, since they have kind of given up on that one now. It's probably the call of this sort of situation. See, we have got a Zofia LMG, obviously.
Reach up.
Train get them kills through. Come on, easy attack one, Ignite. I felt it
LMG goes through.
Indeed it does.
Another gun goes through as King gets slips up elsewhere. I don't know if it was his own teammate or if there was literally somebody in that L hallway. But he's gonna push out, and I don't know if he's gonna go... Oh, he's gonna go white stairs. But his teammates are persisting in mining trains, and it looks like they're going for a dining room plant because they don't have control of this top floor. Mez is actually gonna make this a little bit easier for them by grabbing a kill onto the Goyo, bucking under new hatch, drop. And now Stern is actually in Piano. There is nobody that actually is going to persist on Piano anymore. He's just going to jump out, but at the nick of what the heck, Finesse? He's going to grab a kill with the Claymore. And it's just a mess. It's just a mess of a round. Creed's actually going to trade a kill back onto King. And that's the Sophia gun. So no more impact or concussive nades coming through. And now they have to get the plant off. They're going to clear the player playing in a reading room. And just like I said, they're not going to go for it. Well, I didn't say that. I said they were going to go for a dining room plant. They lied to me, and they're going to go for a reading room plant. Instead, they get the plant off, and that's a kill for Creed. He's in a 1v2 situation. He's the smoke. He doesn't have any smoke stuff, though. But if you want a player in this position, you do want your smoke player in a 1v2 clutch. He's known for that. He's popular for that. And he's gonna make this a 1v2. He's not gonna catch the second player though, as he moves into laundry. If he catches a kill here, it'll be the luckiest kill of his life. As he has 25 seconds up to go, so still has to go for his kills, but he's not finding a single one. He is literally on 15 HP. He doesn't have a lot of health to work with, and he also doesn't have a lot of time to work with. The clock is not in his favor, and that's a headshot from Miz with a pistol. Bang bang, goodbye for Creed. And now the round goes in the way of Ignite Esports.
Okay, I actually quite like that. The fact that they didn't just completely commit into Piano when they realized, okay, this isn't possible. Let's try to switch it around a bit. And the switcheroo did kind of throw off Machine Soldiers a little bit. The jump out the window was really poorly timed. I do believe that a Claymore got placed the second he jumped out that window. I believe that's what the timing was there, which is just unfortunate. The Maestro losing that gunfight, he's just kind of unlucky. You got the elder, just spray and pray at that point. But it happens. Ignite it was a very nice round from Ignite. Okay, I'll give it to them. It was very nice.
Yeah, I like the adjustment.
Defenders
I
protect your
like the
bombs
adjustment
from being
coming out
defused
from
by
him as
attackers.
well. They
Yeah.
opted for the mining trains push, and it looks like they were going to go for dining, but they opted for the reading plant instead,
Attackers have located
and they
a
won
bomb.
that round. That was good. That was a good adjustment from them. That's something that we haven't said in a while in this whole matchup so far, is that the adjustments coming out from Ignite Esports hasn't been that great on their defensive halves, but on that attacking round, for sure, it was much, much better.
She learned how to adjust. Woo! Freedom of gold star.
10 seconds remaining.
That's a bad.
Improvements.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Camera ready to activate.
Unless you want an angry tweet coming your way. You see the Castle come out this time, and Castle, even after his recent buff, even though his things took a HP hit, even after his buff, people don't still play him a lot, and it's interesting to see him on Cafe, where he is, I think, played a lot in not only competitive play but ranked or even any type of other game mode. But they're bringing him this time, and it's to slow down the attackers on these pushes because you have a castle on what looks to be red stairs. You have on the red stairs doorway, top of red stairs, and you also have one that's on a cigar lounge, separating cigar lounge from piano, and then also there's one in the bathroom, and the shield is actually going to be displaced. But now the Jaeger is going to be displaced, and that's when that's grabbing the first kill of the round.
I don't like Castle. And that example just there shows I don't like Castle. Even though that the Jaeger kind of got forced out of his position, he could then rotate into Barton as a safe spot because the arcade was there. And then easily got taken out from White Window. I will say this every time I see a Castle play. I just hate him so much. It could be because I'm a very aggressive randomizer player, but I don't know. I just feel like Castle is quite often be played wrong. Like right here, sure, it is technically mute. But I do see a lot of castles misplaced, and they do end up benefiting the attackers a lot more than they do the defenders.
Yeah, I can see what you mean right there. And first pick, you know, Ignite Esports have the man advantage, but it looks like their attack has stalled out. They haven't cleared the castles, they haven't opened this wall up, and King is actually gonna get a freebie here. He's gonna go burr with that LMG and get Crease, who's prone on his tight right. And now it leaves Machine Soldiers in a 4v3, in a 5v3 actually, as Ignite Esports look to make an execute on the B site. They have a player on New Hatch drop, and it looks like Noxy has a clue. He's gonna get a nice shot onto Kings, but he's not gonna be able to get him down or whatever. He's not gonna be able to kill him. And it leaves King on what, 510 HP. And now Adrian with a poorly timed swing is gonna get killed by King, and now it's just a couple of kills from Ignite Esports to end the round off. Hello, Machine Soldiers? Hello?
Ignite are looking really strong right now. I don't know what Machine Soldiers have done, or if they've like closed their eyes or something, but
I never thought I would say it. It's the attacking half on Cafe. Maybe that's it.
attack on Cafe is stronger than the defense. There's a first for everything, guys, and this is the first for this. But oh my, I don't really know like how to describe that. I mean, I dislike that castle play. It was beneficial for the short run, but it stopped both the Jaeger and the Mute from being able to rotate literally anywhere, and that's why they both died in the end because they couldn't get anywhere because the castle barricades. But I suppose if that's part of their strat, each to their own.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
That's just me.
We're gonna go back to third floor, and they're still gonna have this castle in play. Castle, I think he got like what, 4? Is it 4? It's 4. Yeah, 4. Castle barricades now, and so he's gonna be using those to waste time. But really, that didn't stop Ignite Esports from taking the control that they wanted. And they easily dealt with the utility. Again, these ADSs weren't enough to really stop the attackers from getting this Goyo shield. And it could be the placement of them. Maybe they're too far back. Maybe they're just falling short. Maybe they're getting burnt out easily from other positions. We don't know, because as it stands, it looks like it's maybe working for them, but it doesn't look like it's working to me. That shield that's like placed right on that door. I don't know. But
Reloading, cover me!
I'm holding it in. I'm holding my hand.
looks like Ignite Esports are going to go for a full west side take. On this side, it's very common to see a west side take, but it's not very common to see the first kill come out like that, and that's Crease actually grabbing a first kill. It looks like it was a pre-play sniper, so he grabs Lethal, and that's the ace. That's literally their only hard breacher that Ignite Esports have, unless the Buck has whatchamacall, hard breach charges, because you now get 2 per the recent package, but usually they don't have it, and it disappoints me that competitive players don't bring hard breach utility first. Oh god, what are you doing, King? That's a kill for Kreese, and Kreese is going to get traded out by the Buck of Mez. Mez is still going to be positioned on these windows. He's not going to have any avenues onto sight, but he is going to have an avenue onto someone's head, and that's Adrian that falls to the Buck. Now 3v3 with a minute and 40 left to go, and there's already some action happening between the two teams. Both teams butting heads. Who's going to come out on top though? We don't know. Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Defenders are still in a decent position here. Attackers haven't managed to get 2 kills out of it, but with the hard reach off the board, as well as the Zofia as well as your main entry, that is not the best place to be. But I mean, have still got the C4 as well for the Orange Royal plant. If they decide to just rush plant it, they've got the buck, they've got the nades in the Ayana. It's possible. It's possible.
Where did he get shot from? Oh, that was his own teammate. Oh god, never mind. Noxie's gonna grab a kill onto Cryptic, now crippling the attack of Ignite Esports. This is gonna be a Nitro Cell, and it's gonna be a, he has to blow it up now, and it is gonna be a blow up, and he's gonna get finesse onto that Nitro Cell. Now it leaves Mez in the situation. He's gonna get sprayed from bathroom, but I don't know if he knows it. He's gonna get sprayed from literally everywhere, and he's not gonna have a chance to just get a break. He's just gonna get completely trampled on by these defenders, and it's Noxie to grab the last kill on this Goyo. I think he had like a 3K, 2K, 2K, 3K. He had a 3K.
I don't think he even knew.
Mez, leave me alone.
Yeah, poor guy. That was just so. I felt so bad for him. He was just like there, every single direction, bullets were spraying.
He was panicking so hard. I was like, can y'all just like chill out for like a. He was probably like panicking so hard in the voice chat. I don't know what nationality Ignite Esports are, but I could just imagine them like screaming in their own language. Like they're everywhere. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Oh, we're gonna see kitchen service, well, kitchen dining, whatever you want to call it, for the
Attackers
first
need to
time on
locate
site
and
of
defuse
Machine
bombs.
Soldiers. I'm hoping they can hold it just as Ignite did. Maybe a little bit. Ignite did win their round on kitchen, however, of course, it's literally what
Bomb located by attackers.
Yeah, they had a good position, they had good control right for a second, but they almost completely threw it in about a second. So, hope Machine Soldiers don't fall the same trap. I am praying they have a bit of better defense. I mean, they got a little bit of an alteration compared to what Ignite had. They have got to rotate into Bakery with a shield as well, so that's a bit more pressure.
10 seconds
Applied
left.
to the attackers but of course, a top down and a white side
5
pick
seconds
is
left
still
before
completely
insertion.
viable here.
They also bring the Malusi out to slow down
Attackers'
the
objective is
attackers.
to defuse
Ignite
the bomb.
Esports. Huh?
I was gonna say it, they're going to have a white hold as well. Top down.
Oh yeah, freeze it. Oh, I see what they're doing. Oh my god, if this dude swings out like onto okay, Cryptic here ends up getting the first frag, and that's actually on the Malusi. Like I said, I was like literally they're reinforcing right in front of that door as the round starts, and usually attackers just rush right there, but they caught one of them reinforcing, and that's gonna be Malusi gone and out. But you know, she already placed, she doesn't have an Nexus anymore, so her use is done. She's already placed her Banshees elsewhere, and it leaves Ignite Esports with a very early man advantage as they look to do a top-down take, which is the norm on a map like Cafe, as they look to clear out the top four, the very top four first, and then they look to clear out the middle, and then they look to finally make an execute onto the site. And Den is actually going to be the only one roaming. He's going to be here in Cigar Lounge. He's going to try and catch one Ignite player off guard. Mez on this buck. He's had a good game so far on this buck, on his attacking half. He's just going to be doing a little bit of some architectural work, Bob the Builder style, but he's going to get smoked by Den, who's still on this top four hold. On his top four roam. Oh my god, I said I should so please kill it. And he kills it, and he's gonna get killed by Den. What on earth was that? Machine Soldiers now in a 4v3 man disadvantage. A minute and 35 left, and Den has just not been dealt with at all. Nobody on Ignite Esports is good. Oh. Okay. Yeah.
He was doing so well and then kind of didn't react to being shot.
Yeah, he just slowly turned around.
It happens. It's okay, Dan. We understand. We know it's been a hard day. It's alright. You got 2 kills. A mute on Rome getting 2 kills is a new one for me. But
At least it's not the smoke.
at least it's not the smoke. That one I would have probably had a couple words to say, but
You see the utility being burnt out by the impact nades or the impact rounds of the Sophia launcher. And there's actually a player behind this little bakery thing or whatever, and it's gonna be the Smokey. He's gonna be able to do some riot control work with the smoke grenade. And you also have the support from the Echo drone in Creed's favor. So sonic booms and also smoke grenades. Not a good combo for the attackers, but cameras. You know, that's the one thing about Zero that everyone loves is the cameras. Because he provides great intels with those cameras, and on top of that, he can take out utility as well. Whether or not he's going to be able to do that with the cameras or not is completely up to him. But
15
Ignite
seconds
Esports are running very long time. They have about 13 seconds left, but King is actually going to make
10
this very
seconds
easy
left.
for them, getting a kill onto
Attackers have
Adrian.
located a
And
bomb.
now it's only the oh my god, it's only the
Attackers bomb
smoke
diffuser has
and
been
Echo
dropped.
on site,
5
and they know
seconds
exactly
remaining.
where
Attackers
Freeze
recovered the
is.
diffuser.
It's just one player in coat check. It's going to get the plant down, and it's going to be King to grab that kill. Now both teams are even here. And Ignite Esports look a lot better on their attacks than they look on their defenses, but Machine Soldiers are making it very easy for them.
I mean, that defense looked alright. However, the fact that they had holds on every single side, like vertically, like a complete like horizontal hold onto kitchen, which is cool. Everything was open. They had to rotate into from bakery, rotate in from red stairs. They went in from white as well. All the attackers had to do was focus on one of those things, and that was a complete take of sight there, since everybody else was positioned kind of just off site or on a soft road. And a good job there on the roam, getting 2 kills, and had to work. Obviously, then Zofia repositioned herself to try and get the kill, and they kind of all fluxed.
Defenders, protect your
fluctuated
bombs from
around
being
that one
defused by
roam,
attackers.
which is a very good play from them. Even if he did get taken out.
Bomb
quite early
located
on,
by
it's still
attackers.
a good amount of time. But it's fine. We're back here at kitchen, and I don't know. It was close. It was close, to be fair on them. I mean, losing the player straight off the bat from reinforcing later on in the round, probably not what you would be doing. Hopefully this time they get the reinforcements done first, so they don't have to worry about that. Maybe this will put them
10 seconds left.
They're gonna go back here, and the
5
thing
seconds
that's
left.
different is that we do see the Frost. And I
Attackers
can't remember
objective
who
is
they
to defuse
brought
the bomb.
ahead of the Frost. I think it was probably Rooney. And they're gonna bring the Frost here to just slow down the attackers. And you know what they did different this round that I can say apart from the Frost is that they actually reinforced the White's wall first. So congratulations, that's the first thing they did, and they're not gonna get picked off first because of it. And it looks to be again a top-down take from Ignite Esports. Again, the norm on this map, because you have to clear the top floor to be careful with these roamers, because Cafe is such a heavy roaming map. And then you have to clear the middle floor, and then you get to make an execute onto kitchen. Stern is going to be the only one roaming, it looks like. He doesn't really have anybody in his support, and he's just going to be looking to waste time as much time as he can. You know, with whatever utility he has. He doesn't really have any utility to slow them down apart from the Banshees if he's placed them in those positions where he knows the attackers are going to push. And it's about to be 2 minutes, and no real action has happened yet. You see Ignite Esports clear some cameras, and they're getting ready for the setup on their top-down take to mainly push middle floor. But other than that, there hasn't been a lot going on.
One interesting spot was they have the crossfire instead of smoke.
Yeah.
So when I
Oh
was
yeah, the
on
frost
top-
instead of smoke.
Yeah, that's an interesting decision, since obviously smoke's utility is very, very useful. And other frost, I guess, can be quite useful. She's got a secondary shotgun and a decent primary. Got the shield, decent gadget. Free fire coming through from me. Yiga does not connect, unfortunately, but the position of the players are white. Revealed. Does a couple shots onto the player on Brown, however King does get the final kill onto Adrian, letting Yiga off the board with the white side control in the hands of attackers. He's really don't have to worry about taking number 1, and nobody, I don't believe anybody's actually
Nope, almost all the players are on site now. I think Stern has actually backed onto site as well. He was roaming a little bit and he just kind of went back onto site. And you do see a retake coming out from the 2 players on red. It looks like they're trying to retake these vertical positions that the attackers are looking to do. I thought I saw 3 players, or it looks like there was, but now there isn't. It's just Stern and whoever else is with them. One is on top of red, and then he's on in coat check. It looks like it's just him and Creed. And it's about 20-something seconds left. They're about 25 seconds left as the attack is looking to kind of like, I don't know what the attackers are doing, but the intel gathering is there for Cryptic as he uses his Iona clone. but
15
they're not
seconds
going to
left.
really have any avenues into sight as they wasted most of their time just
10
getting
seconds
the
left.
vertical angles that they did. There's just a couple kills coming out from both
Attackers will
teams.
cover
One
the
kill comes out for Stern,
5 seconds
uneven
remaining.
man count. Now Mez is going to get a man count, and King is just going to spray at whatever else, but he's going to get the plant down. They have to know exactly where the plant is, and they are going to get him. Then gets a double on the round. He clutches it out for his team, and he gets King and Mez in the process.
I want to comment on was the mute. Second that Ayana clone got shot, he repositioned next to that bomb with a shotgun. Ayana had no idea he was there. That was kind of funny. A good use of the intel there, but I like that.
He didn't really know what to do. He just like droned. He like used his Iona clone to drone in, and then after that, it's just easy enough for the defender to just reposition after that, because the attacker's gonna expect you to be in one place, you're gonna be in another, and you're gonna fool him pretty easily. And they're gonna go to Reading Room Fireplace this time. And Ignite Esports have a chance to bring this to overtime, and we see the pick on the Amaru. So whether or not this is gonna be a rush plan is completely up to them. I assume it is because Amaru does have diffuser, and
Attackers need to locate
I
and
mean,
defuse
if you
as
have
many bombs as
diffuser,
they
you're
can.
gonna plant to plant. That's the name of the game. I don't know what else to say about it, but we are gonna go here. And instead of the frost this time, they bring the smoke right back,
Attackers have
freezes right back on the
discovered
smoke,
the location of a
and
bomb.
then we also see the Maestro come into play. I don't think we've seen the Machine Soldiers play Maestro quite yet, and on
Attackers
this
have
map.
located a bomb.
Had a much more lead on the first defense since then. I really haven't worried about it. I don't believe Russia really got much of a spotlight on that first round.
10 seconds to go.
The Amaru I'm intrigued about. I want to know what she's watching. Is she going
5
to watch the
seconds
plot?
left.
Is she going to watch the fight clear out the top floor? Up the hatch to the window? I want to know. I love a bit of an Amaru
The bomb.
rush.
Love Amaru rushes when they plan out the way that they do, but let's hope that
The
this one
attacker's bomb
does. And
diffuser has
she's
been
gonna.
dropped.
Okay, I thought she was gonna use her
Attackers
Gon
have
6
recovered
and
their
just
diffuser.
blow out the white door and rush up it, but she's not. She's just gonna repel up this way, and it looks like they're gonna be looking to take quick control of cocktail bar, whatever this is called, cocktail bar, and also you have a player playing on top of red now. It's a bit slow coming in from Ignite, considering the fact that, you know, they did bring a rush up. I want to say it's slow, but it's not really been that slow. It's Cafe, you know, everything goes by slowly. You can't rush it too quickly or else you're going to let the defenders walk all over you. But about to be at 2 minutes and 15 yet, and really, I don't see a lot of establishment of positions. Actually, yes, I do, because most of the players look like they're actually in the site area. You see wow, the bullets just fly from lethal, but he's gonna be traded out for damage as well. But Mez is actually gonna get the first kill onto Den. You see Adrian with this TCSG. He's gonna have a nitro cell from below. He's gonna wait for the call to be able to throw it up through this hole, or maybe even just put it somewhere else. And it's gonna be an easy kill onto Finesse. That's the diffuser down. That's the Gridlock down. I actually did not pay any attention because Gridlock is there, and we all know what Gridlock is used for. But now it's an even man count. She won't show you. Now that's a kill for Stern. They're not really checking their corners here, and Machine Soldiers are making them pay. Now a 4v3 man advantage for Machine Soldiers, and they also have the HP in their advantage as well. As you see, Ignite Esports on low HP. Almost all of them. Well, only Lethal. Mez is okay. Now King is not okay.
Yeah,
Now
that
King
guy
is not
goes
okay.
King. A 2v4 situation with lethal on such low HP. It's a bit of a waste of the Amaru pick here. I was hoping for a bit of a rush, but maybe she put the site wrong. But no, she gets the kill. The Mez Amaru left now in a 1v4 situation. She clutches this up if she doesn't get this time. If not, this will go to Machine Soldiers. Come on, she's got the G8. They've got the shot. They've got the chance. Come on. As I say that, Stern gets the kill under lethal, giving the game to Machine Soldiers.
Looks so promising on their attacks, and at the end it just faltered. I mean,
Ignite had a nice comeback at least. They had a comeback, but not a very
it came a little bit short. Huh? Oh. Hello. Hi. Sorry, my face is up here. I didn't realize that. But Ignite Esports are not able to claim a single point in today's game, and they persist in their position at the bottom of the table with 0 points. And this moves actually Machine Soldiers Esports to first place on 7 points, I believe. And it's not really a lot to say. Ignite Esports are going to want to improve on their recent form. It's only been 2 games so far for them. So they have plenty of play days to make amends for it, but as it stands, it's been a little bit rough from them. It's been a little bit rough watching them lose the way they have been losing.
Simple changes to like what is what they have. Just use the intel you have, kind of readjust to what's going on. And I'm sure in future games we'll see Ignite pulling through because they have potential as a team, and you see they are strong. They were able to come back slowly, but not quick enough, unfortunately, to beat Machine Soldiers.
Yeah, it looks like. Oh Lord! All right, we're gonna have an interview, and this time I think it's gonna be with Din. It's gonna be a very quick one though. But
Hey.
hello,
Hello.
Din.
Hi guys.
Okay. I think we should not have the interview anymore.
No. I'm top quality. Hmm. How you doing, Trippin?
How you doing, Din?
Are we talking about how sexy I'm at, or what we talking about here?
We're talking about the match. We just played a
Okay,
match.
we can do that. We can do that.
Rome's on the mute. If no one's gonna say
Maybe.
anything about
All right.
the game.
Yeah,
We
let's
can.
go, bro.
Okay. Know how sexy I am. Okay. Well, fair enough.
This was a mistake, tripping.
This is not a mistake. This is not a mistake. Right. We're playing, and yeah. So hi.
Hello, how are you, Din? Good
I'm
win
doing.
today.
I don't think it's very good. We played shambolic. But hi.
Hi, how
Where's
are
the
you?
questions? I'm
Yeah,
doing good.
let's talk about questions. So the one that I wanted to talk about, Oregon a little bit. You guys are 5-1 up,
No, no,
and
don't no. I'm playing, but okay. So we have this person called Creed in our team. He can't shoot straight with the SMG-11. He just throws every round. Even though he didn't play on attack, it was his fault.
y'all won almost all your defenses. What are you talking about?
Why are you laughing? I don't think it's funny.
Because you're like, what? Okay, all right, I got
This
you.
this, this is
You
a
guys,
serious
okay,
matter. Like we're
all right,
talking about how
all right, all right, all
this
right,
is
all
a
right, all
serious
right.
matter. I'm very angry right now.
Okay. Anyways, you guys move on to first place. You move above QEG just by 1 point. Um, I
Simple.
don't know what.
Nothing.
Yeah, you guys move above QVG on 7 points, and it was well, I want to say a hard fought win, but you said that you guys didn't really play that well, and I just want to know why you think that.
I think right now our attacks are not structured. We haven't really had. This is a brand new roster. We haven't had time to structure our attacks yet. We need to get that sorted. Definitely. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's my answer.
All right, that's a fair answer. One thing that I wanted to talk about a lot of the times, I think you guys banned out Wamai. Was it you?
My Zero and Flores. That was
Yeah.
our pub ends.
And the more consistent one that I saw throughout the maps were my bands, and I just want to know, is he like of any threat to you guys, or is it just like you just don't enjoy playing against him and he's not fun to play
One
against at all?
one thing about us is we can play anything. We can play with anyone and play anyone. We can play with anything, and we play to target ban. Everything we ban is to target ban someone.
So every ban of ours was a target ban the full game.
Who was the target been against?
Uh, Finesse plays Zero. I
Oh,
know. They play the Wamai basically every site. Yeah, I'm Big Brun.
okay, I got you. Um, I guess you guys, I don't know if it's expected of you guys to be at first place because it's my first time casting in this league, but as the season progresses, are you hoping to keep up this type of form where maybe you will be the first place team
Well,
at the end of the round.
we don't deserve it playing like this. I'm gonna be honest. We're playing really bad for how we usually play. Like, them attacks were very, very bad.
Yeah.
I think what it is in league games, like it's league games. We don't play the same. I think we feel a bit scared to play how we usually play, which is our main issue, I guess. We need to learn just to let ourselves, because we're a very, very aggressive team. We'll swing everything, but we don't play like that in league games, and I think that's the main issue. Why am I getting poked? Adrian, do you want to scrap? Yeah, shut up. You're from Poland, mate.
Okay, I have another question for you. If you had
I
to
want to
face
talk. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So like one question that I wanted to ask is, you faced up against well, three teams so far, which was, just now Ignite Esports, and then you played up against Baker Boys, and then you had Nice Gaming. Who are you looking forward to playing next? Come the middle of the season, come, your next play day, and what are your expectations towards for your end results for the end of the season?
We want to be first. We know we can't be first. We don't deserve to be first with playing how we are right now. But I mean, right now I think QVG second. Not gonna lie, they've had all the easy games. But I think we want to play Blue Jays. That's the main opponent to beat. So we want Blue Jays. That's about it.
Blue-
Apparently Wanted are meant to be good as well.
What about QVG?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Until I see them play a better team, I'm not gonna really. I don't really want to play them.
That's
That's my opinion.
all right. I mean, what about Rue Sports or literally
Rufus.
anyone else, or
They're
even
all
Hyperion
easy.
5?
I mean, Fox is on that team, and his house got burnt down, so
Yeah.
they're free. That's my conclusion.
Well, I mean, is there anything else you would like to say to your dear fans out there on
I I
twitch.tv?
want to I want to I want to talk to Special B. He hasn't spoken, and I'm really sad about it.
It's not he, but yeah, hello.
Uh, well, so come on, we need to be inclusive here, Trippin. Trippin, why don't you get involved as well? Well, why would not be inclusive?
I mean, I have
Oh,
so many questions to ask. I more so have to congrats on your room game. That was quite fun to watch. On the mute, that was interesting. I liked it though. It was quite nice.
trying to start like some rivalries here to make it funny, and I need help. Like ask questions about the rivalries. Come on, we can do this.
Alright, do you have? All right, I'm questioning about your rivalries. Do you have any rivalries in the talent league that I should know of, or we should know of?
No, they're all easy.
So, okay. All right, I think
So we're
that's all the
done.
questions for this game, and we do look forward to seeing you guys play again, since that was a very interesting game to watch.
Okay, thank you.
He's a trip. He's a fucking trip, bro. Okay, anyways, we're gonna end the stream here, guys. That was the end of Playday 3 between the game day that we did have between both teams, Ignite Esports and Machine Soldiers Academy. We will have a game tomorrow in hand, and I'm actually gonna be there tomorrow. It's gonna be between Structure Esports versus Baker Boys, and that's gonna be a banger of a match. You guys are absolutely gonna love it. I'm casting with Jaeger, Ash2OP. He's a good caster. So is Special B. So is Scars as well. And I appreciate everyone being here today. Thank you. Close what stream? Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, people of Talent League.
I thought you were